fabulous Friday night in West Tennessee. Hi, everybody. Dave McCulley along with Stan Gerard, Jay Cashin. Later tonight, Trace Robertson will be working our cameras for us. We're glad to be with you tonight for another exciting night of high school football. Trinity Christian Academy, the Lions have come back home for the second straight week. After being on the road 3 weeks in a row, they came back and won convincingly last week on homecoming against Tipton Rosemark. And tonight they take on another team from out west. It's the Harding Academy Ball Club coming in, the Lions, out of Memphis as well. Again, great to be with you. We remind you any rebroadcast, retransmission, editing, or further use of the BallGame Blitz TV production tonight without the written consent of Worthy Road Studios is strictly prohibited. Stan Gerard, great to be back with you, and a big win last week, building on homecoming, and now 2-0 in the district. 2-4 overall, and they take on a team that's winless on the year. The Harding Academy Lions are 0-6 and 0-2 in district play, and TCA favored here tonight to make it 3 wins on the season. Good afternoon, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Diamond Dave McCullen. Yes, no sense in sugarcoating it. TCA, the prohibitive favorite in the ball game this evening against the Lions from Harding Academy, coming in at 0-6 and 3-0. A team that we were supposed to play last year, but we lost the game due to COVID, as Harding actually lost about half their schedule to COVID. Their administration had a very strict policy, and they went with it, and it cost them about half their season, not only in football, but all of their spring sport, all of their fall sports took an absolute beating because of extra stringent COVID restrictions.
We're going to take a quick break. We have a long interview Stan did with Blake Butler earlier tonight. Won his 70th game, by the way, of his career last week against Tipton Rosemark, and won it big in that second half. When we come back here in the Countdown to Kickoff show, Stan will talk to Blake. He'll also have his Stan Gerard game notes in the Countdown to Kickoff. We're back right after this message on the BallGame Blitz.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank has assembled an all-star staff with decades of experience in the Jackson and West Tennessee markets. Our top priority is listening to your goals and dreams, helping you develop a plan to achieve them. Benefit from our more than 100 years of experience. Visit us at Thompson Farms or give us a call. West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
We offer live webcasting for families. It kind of came out of when so many warriors were going overseas to war. We have learned to offer families more choice, that we want to serve our families well and serve our families better.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
This is how we Friday night. How do you Friday night?
This is how we Friday night.
This is how we Friday night.
This is how we Friday night.
No matter how you Friday night,
you always win at Kaufman's.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Hello, I'm Chad P. Wilson with Foundation Bank, a family-owned community bank here in West Tennessee. You know, home buying can be a long and confusing process, especially in today's market. Well, our Home Sweet Home Loan program offers incredibly competitive rates and allows you to keep your loan local throughout the entire life of the loan. So start your financial conversation with us today by visiting foundationbank.org or calling us on the number on the screen. In the meantime, go Lions! McKinsey Banking Company and Foundation Bank are an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
I'm speaking with the head coach of the TCA Lions, Blake Butler. Coach, a big win last week during homecoming, back to the grind this week.
Yeah, you know, it's obviously a great time, you know, to have people back on campus, and anytime you get a win on homecoming, it's special. You know, kind of doubled down on that. It was also a region win, so it put us 2-0 in region, and you know, when we look forward to our team goals, that's really kind of what we're looking at.
You know, during last week's game, had the opportunity to talk to the dude Kyle Aiken, who was in town, and we talked to him during the course of the ball game. And while answering our questions, I noticed he did not miss one play. He was twitching on every play call.
When you've been around football for that long, and obviously Kyle, being a state record holder here in Tennessee and playing in college, and it's kind of tough to get out of your system. And just seeing that and seeing we're back throwing the ball around a little bit, similar to his heyday, and I think he likes seeing the ball in the air from time to time. And it's when you have guys like that in your program, anytime they get to come back on campus and see the younger players coming up, you had Kyle, and I saw Chris Tucker here. And a couple others, that it's always a special time. And as a younger school, as we're building tradition and seeing some of the guys who have really helped build our program, like your Kyles, your Chris Tuckers, and so on, come back and still have a rooting interest in our program and want to see what's coming up. And that's always encouraging. And I've been going on my 12th year here, and to see those guys and just what they meant for our football program, to still want to come back and catch a game, that means a lot.
Speaking of tradition, should TCA rule tonight, it will be a milestone victory. It'll be victory number 150 for the TCA Lions.
Yeah, when you have certain, milestones and mile markers as a program, and we talk about just being a younger school and having 150 victories. That's something of a mile marker, and it's something that once you get there, you kind of take a moment and pause and think about the people who have made that possible. Obviously, the coaches who came before us, and the players that came before us, the families that helped start the school, the families that helped start the football program, and just the sacrifices they made to get this thing off the ground and running. And we're grateful for the efforts of those first few victories, because I know those were hard fought to get, and just the people that have sacrificed to get the program where it is today. And it's our jobs of trying to advance the program and just to put a product out on the field and make them proud of the work they've done to get us to this point so far.
I think of the video that you did when you first came on board at TCA. You went out to the old school in Westover, and it just showed you walking the old field, kind of transitioning from the old field to the new field. Even though we did that before you arrived, you went back and did a video remembering our roots and where we came from.
Yeah, that was kind of the brainchild of Scott Lackey, who was our director of operations at the time. And Scott's a good friend, and really had a good vision of trying to tie in the roots of the program to what it was, what it is today. And I was fortunate. I actually had cousins who had graduated from TCA, and even while I was in college and Coach Hodem was the coach here, I actually had an opportunity to come talk to the TCA football team during I believe it was one of their summer camps. And so I had actually been on the old campus as a college football player, just kind of seeing my cousins and things like that. But seeing just where the school's grown, and being out there for that old, at the old campus, and the gravel road, and the old press box. I think Scott and I may have been going against some codes there and walking on beams. There may have been a search party if we'd stepped on the wrong board in that press box. But just seeing where the school started and its roots, and the families that have sacrificed so much for us to have what we have today, and the families that are pouring into the school now to continue to advance it. And that's something that you always want to remember where you come from, and never forget the people that, like I said, who really worked so hard and prayed, and just be thankful for what God's provided us. And just to remember those times, and that were probably that were very special to those people, and the things that sometimes we take for granted were truly accomplishments, and a lot of hard work went into to put us where we are today.
I still distinctly remember the hedgerow that used to be behind the home team bench, but like you, I'm glad we've moved on from the duck blind that we had as a press box back then. One big room. Kind of remind me, and no disrespect, it kind of remind me of the press box at Middleton, although Middleton's was a lot fancier than the one we had.
Yeah, and like I said, especially as school starting out, that small school football. I know a lot of our alumni and our families have some great memories from that campus and that field. And Coach Mancini, who's IT whiz, has taken a lot of those old VHS tapes, and if any alumni are curious, we do have an archive of a lot of those games that he's uploaded to a YouTube channel.
I've seen several.
And so it's something that again, we want to be sure we try to preserve the school's history and especially its football history as much as we can. And like I said, we don't want to lose that footage because there are times where it is important to look back, and we want to maybe, if an alumni comes back and starts talking about a game, if we have it, we want to make sure we can share it with them. And that's something that, again, you talk about that old campus. You see a lot of the alumni that went to school out there, worked out there, families that invested out there, really kind of light up, and there are a lot of fond memories of the school's roots at that old campus.
I have fond memories of the old field. I have made fond memories of the old basketball gymnasium there, which doubled as a cafeteria as well. And we had to broadcast from a wooden table at the very top of the bleachers, which were right in the middle of the visitors' stands. But I always remember the soft drink machines in the corners, and when you had a full house, like for a USJ or Jackson Christian, students just sitting on top of the soft drink machines, or the candy machines, just looking for a spot to try and see the game from. It was a wonderful atmosphere back then.
Yeah, and that's what, you really talk about the family aspect of the school, and those are, like I said, even someone like yourself who's been around the school for a while, having those fond memories of, the gym packed tight, and the deer stand press box and the hedges, and everything in between. That was just kind of the charm of the school, and like I said, a lot of people sacrificed to get this school up and running, and a lot of good times out there.
One of the persons, and we'll move on here shortly, one of the people that I closely associate with TCA, especially in those early days, was the former statistician, our good friend Mr. John Whitehead.
Yeah, talk about the Whitehead family. Obviously, Teresa Whitehead had sat at the front desk for years, and her son John, little John, was actually one of my first assistant coaches when I got here, and just great family, precious family. Obviously, Sarah Beth, his memory lives on.
I remember that day very well.
As with our softball team, and just in the school, and just her legacy. And so, one of the many families that really poured into the roots of the school, and have really invested a lot of time and prayer and hard work, especially in those early days.
Not only was he a great statistician, but he still, to this day, is a great grill master. That if you ever get the opportunity to eat some of his burgers, they're well worth the effort.
I'm always down for some good food, Stan.
Amen, my brother. Talking about tonight's opponent quickly, Harding Academy. It's a battle of the Lions tonight. No secret, Harding Academy, especially since dropping down from AA, sadly that school has kind of struggled on the football field.
Yeah, I know. Especially last year, they struggled to field a team. A lot of cancellations. They've really kind of poured into getting that program restarted. I know Coach Kendall down there has really gotten their numbers up to where they can field the team, and really just trying to train these young guys up. Has got some young, some kids with some ability, and just try to teach them the game of football, and that's the spot they're in, and he's doing a great job. First thing when you rebuild a program, you got to have kids, and so he's gotten the numbers up from the previous year since taking over the program this year, and really just trying to get them experience and teach them football, and build the program that way. And like I said, Harding is a school that has some football tradition. When you look at your Marlon Brown, as a receiver, went to Georgia and played in the NFL. Was also a standout basketball player, and Calvin Austin, who went on to play at Memphis, and is currently, was a fourth-round draft pick of the Steelers this year. Is currently on the IR with the Steelers from a camp injury, but they've produced a lot of football talent, and so it's a school that I think, like I said, if they really invest in a football program, I think you're going to see it rebuilt because it's been there before.
I believe they also have a pretty nice on-campus facility, if memory serves me correct. I've been on campus one time and got a quick look at the football field, but it seemed like it's a fairly decent on-campse facility.
Yeah, they've got the tools there. They've got a good weight room. It's a field, a track area, and they're really they're the only co-ed private school within the 240 loop in Memphis, and so there's some pieces there to rebuild it. And like I said, Coach Kendall is it's taking it day by day, and I think, like I said, there are the pieces there to build that program back to what it was a few years ago when they had a lot of the talent, some of the success that program's seen.
Keys to victory tonight against our friends, the Lions of Harding Academy.
We've got to limit the big play. They're a young team, but they do have a couple, guys with some speed that we've got to watch out for. And then we've got to be able to make plays in space. A lot of what they do is they'll crowd the box and bring guys up, and we're going to have to be able to block the different fronts. They give us a lot of multiple fronts defensively, and we're going to have to recognize those up front and take care of our blocking assignments and just be able to get the ball to where it needs to be with our reads. And like I said, if we do that, I think our players will rise to the challenge. And like I said, it's not another opportunity to try to get a region win and go to 3-0 this week.
Coach, we'll talk to you in the press box after the game. Let's keep this train rolling downhill with no brakes.
All right, sounds good, Stan. Thank you.
That's the head coach of the TCA Lions, Blake Butler. You're watching the Countdown to Kickoff pregame show right here on the BallGame Blitz and the Trinity Christian Academy Broadcast Network. We're back after this.
For the past 22 years, Tennessee Tractor has been committed to you, our customers. That's why our locally owned business delivers great John Deere products with great service at a great price. From the backyard to the back 40, whatever size project your family's got, you can rely on us to help you get it done. From our friendly staff to our reliable equipment and our quality service, Tennessee Tractor has one goal: to keep you and your family up and running. Hometown value, hometown service. That's Tennessee Tractor.
Hey, this is Chuck Walker with Southeastern Termite and Pest Control. If you live in West Tennessee, you have a need for the services we offer. We treat for all types of pests, including bed bugs, brown recluse spiders, and other hard-to-treat pests. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to encapsulate a crawl space. Give us a call to hear how to achieve the same thing and save thousands. Southeastern Termite and Pest Control can handle all of your termite and pest control needs, wood fungus and moisture barriers, real estate closing letters, and so much more. Southeastern, 731-660-1052.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't. And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's Body Shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
At Alive Hydration Drip Spa, we offer top-of-the-line IV nutritional therapy, which has a wide variety of health benefits. From immune system boosters and skin care, fatigue, energy, and even hangover relief, you can be sure we have an IV blend that's right for you. All of our blends are administered by one of our experienced nurses in a spa setting to ensure you leave feeling re-energized and refreshed. Give us a call or visit our website to book your appointment today. We have what it takes to make you feel alive again at Alive Hydration Drip Spa.
We are back at Trinity Christian Academy as the Lions get ready to take on the Lions. It's the Harding Academy Lions out of Memphis visiting tonight. It's the second of 4 straight home games. I'm Dave McCulley along with Stan Gerard. We're just about ready for our anthem and invocation here in just a matter of moments. Sunset is absolutely beautiful. No change in the captains for the Lions here tonight, as they'll have Nick Jones, Will Weiser, Will Keltner, and Harrison Vance to go out at midfield. They're all decked out in the all-purple tonight with the black numbers trimmed in white. Meanwhile, Harding Academy will wear the blue breeches, the white jerseys with white numbers. And Stan, they're making some announcements here. Clint Reed doing a great job as always. Let's take a break. We're going to have our invocation and anthem. We don't want to impede on that. We'll take a break and come back. This is the countdown to kickoff. It's the TCA Lions hosting the Harding Academy Lions in a big region game. Lions looking for their 3rd win of the year. We're back right after this on Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz.
Football is here. Get touchdown savings at McCoy's Heating and Air. Cooler weather is coming. Tackle the season ahead with McCoy's and be comfortable this season. To get your furnace ready, we are now offering one-time cleaning for only $90. Score big. Call McCoy's and schedule your $90 cleaning today. Call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
At Lonnie Kyle Ford, we now give you a warranty for life on the engine and transmission. That's right, a warranty for life at no cost to you. Unlimited time, unlimited mileage, but it's only at Lonnie Kyle Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country.
Tired of being seen and not heard? At Lifestyle Vision, we believe in patient-centered quality eye care for West Tennessee, which is why we are locally owned and operated. Come see us Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or schedule an appointment anytime online. Lifestyle Vision, where compassion meets commitment.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
She's a beauty, isn't she?
My parents said they would buy me a car for college. This is perfect.
Well, this one isn't for sale, but I can tell you how to win it.
It's time for the 4th annual Lifeline Car Giveaway.
And Joe Mahan Ford is proud to donate a car again this year.
Get flood with Lifeline between Memorial Day and Labor Day for a chance to win a 2019 Ford EcoSport. Join Lifeline.
And Joe Mahan Ford and give blood this summer.
It's easy.
And you could save a life.
Christian, hi everybody. 72 degrees. We're headed down to 44 tonight. So if you're on your way, and it is a late arriving crowd, I might add, but if you're on your way, you might want to bring that blanket just the way Jay did for his lovely wife. He's got one back here. I thought it was mine because these guys always accuse me of getting too cold up here, but it's actually for his lovely wife. And so Jay, being the gentleman that he is, thinking of his wife tonight.
Well, we have a special guest in the house, Diamond Dave.
I saw him down there.
Patrolling the field, the freak, Chris Tucker, on the sidelines tonight.
Another one of those great former players here. The captain's about to meet at midfield. Zane Atwood was just up toward the press box here, number 24. He'll not play tonight. He did not play last week. The sophomore, the 6', 150 wide receiver and defensive back. The captain's making their way to the purple tee. Stan, we didn't have a chance. That was a long interview, and a great job by you and Blake as always. Didn't have a great chance to do a lot of game notes. I'm going to turn it over to you in just a minute, let you do those. D'Angelo Love, the quarterback. There's a D'Angelo Love that played at Memphis at one time. 72, Caleb Williams, big offensive lineman out there as well. And the other player was, what was that other player's number? There he is, number 7. It is Will Atkins, the wide receiver and defensive back. Harding Academy, as we said, decked out in the blue and white. The lines tonight of TCA, all purple tonight.
Good-looking uniform combination for TCA as always, and I just sit there and look at Chris Tucker, marvel at the size of that young man. Look, how he is built. And Diamond, you realize we only had him on the football team for about 2 years. That means he's got eligibility left. I think we might be able to use him weeks 10 or 9 and 10.
If you had been built like Chris Tucker, you would be a dangerous person to deal with in life.
I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be somewhere.
The Lions of Harding Academy won the toss. They've elected to defer. And beautiful sunset, the quarter moon to our left. And we get ready for high school football on a Friday night. What else better to do, folks? And we're glad you're with us. A lot of hellos tonight coming your way at halftime. We're changing up a little bit how we're doing that. So if you're watching tonight and listening and we're not saying hello to you, well, we'll do that at halftime. We'll have what we call our halftime hello segment.
Hi.
Hi. Sam, your thoughts about this game tonight, and obviously TCA heavily favored here tonight against 0-16. Jackson Christian, for example, beat this team 63-6. Not being demeaning to them or disrespectful. They've really struggled. You heard Blake talk about. He thinks that they're really going to be okay down the road, though.
Yeah, it's a team that Jackson Christian actually had about 4 defensive touchdowns against Harding Academy, so they have the propensity to turn over the ball. You know, it's a program that's trying to turn around, like you said, a once-round program. Just as recently, I believe, as 2015, 2014, they were region champions out of the West in AA football. So TCA basically control the clock, take care of business, and you're going to walk away with your 3rd win in region play for the year.
Valdeva will be the kicker. He's just a freshman. He'll tow it up there at the 40-yard line and kick this one away, and we'll see who the Lions drop back. Normally there's 3 players back there. Student body all decked. Tonight is blackout night. They're all decked out in their black tonight. Sam, they've got to start letting us know so we can join them in the color schemes, you know?
Yep, and don't forget our white hat tonight. Boom, boom, Washington. Ray Washington tonight.
Braden Waller will be the deep guy. Nick Jones will be one of the up men. The other guy will be very talented, like those other 2 guys. Mr. Cooper Vale is wearing the towel on the backside. And we get ready for this one to begin here at TCA tonight.
Well, it's the Harding Academy team in blue pants, white uniforms with blue numbers and a white helmet. TCA in the black pants, purple uniforms with black numbers trimmed in white. And I wonder if the kicker pronounces his name like a former kicker of TCA, Joie. But a beautiful night for football in West Tennessee. And we're just about ready for kickoff here on a gorgeous night. As Diamond said, temperature at about 70 degrees or so at kickoff. It'll be in the low 60s by the time we're over with. It's a left footer that we're going to be facing. Haven't seen one of those this year, and we're just about ready for the call of the game. And with the call of the game, the voice of sports in West Tennessee, your friend Diamond Dave McCulley.
Thank you very much, Stan. One of the few guys in West Tennessee not running for some kind of office. It will be Juan Valdivit to kick away, and the lefty will knock it down there. It's a short kick. It's an onside kick, actually, and can be fielded at midfield right at about the 48-yard line.
And they got it. Well,
and a short pooch punt. It was an onside kick. It was just up in the air.
And that's exactly what TCA did to USJ in the middle school game last night. So now they get to start on offense in the first half and the second half.
Well, he caught the ball right near midfield, and then his momentum took him down to the 48. So the ball's at the 48-yard line of TCA. Well, and the officials, there's a flag down across the way right at the football.
Could be encroachment, too.
Let's wait and see. They'll move it back. And the ball's going to be at the 48-yard line.
For one of the few times I was actually looking at the field instead of the monitor.
And the White Hat motioned to the visitors crowd what the call was. And it's going to be what? They haven't sorted out yet.
It's not our ball.
It's going to be TCA's football, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Then the ball didn't travel 10 yards. It was touched.
I think that's what they're saying. They say he touched it right at midfield.
Well, as long as it breaks the plane, that's a legal touch, or it's supposed to be. But then again, we've had opportunities where we didn't exactly get the kickoffs to go our way either, don't you remember?
That's right. Cade Butler's the quarterback. Now another flag comes in. And it's going to be 5 yards marked off against the Harding Academy Ball Club. So things not starting the way that Herbert Kendall, the head coach, wanted to. So the ball now will be at the 47 of Harding Academy. If you say Lions tonight, we got to sort it out and let you know what Lions we're talking about. Which Lions we're talking about? Lakai Thompson, right of Butler. Butler going for the home run right from the get-go.
He's got one open.
There. It's open. It's there. It's a touchdown. TCA.
That's a 47-yard touchdown strike for the Lions.
And that ball caught with ease. Look at Butler throw that thing. And I mean right on the spot in stride. And Waller caught it, and he's got another touchdown, and he's adding to his total already, which could be staggering at the end of the year.
And he just went over 900 yards for the year.
47 yards. It took 7 seconds. A couple of penalties. Butler and Waller, they have something special going on, and here's the snap and the...
So we're 7 seconds in the game and have a lead.
Offsides, the third penalty on Harding Academy already. 47-yard toss from Butler to Waller, and the crowd, some of them still coming in the arena here or in the stadium.
Do you think confusion has reigned supreme tonight already?
I think it has. That's
7 seconds into the game.
That's Butler now. 17th touchdown throw of the year.
Wow.
And Waller on the year. Good grief. 17, here's the PAT, it's good. 12th on the year is Waller, as Stan told you. And the guys have teamed up for a quick 7-0 lead. We're back after this with the Lions on defense. Stay with us on the BallGame Blitz.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all prearranged funerals. So you may have prearranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state. But we accept all prearranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
At Nest Realty Jackson, connections and relationships are at the heart of everything we do. We wake up every day with the goal of helping our agents build trust, relationships, and community. Let's connect.
Diamond, it wasn't anything fancy. It was just a fly pattern down the right side of the field, looking long, looking right. Give that man 6.
Like I said last week, Stan, like you and I were talking about, in the old backyard, you go back in the huddle and say, all right, you go down the right side and go down toward the tree there, and I'll hit you. And that's exactly what happened. In this case, it was scoreboard. Oh, yeah, beautiful play. 7-0. Holsinger knocked in the PAT. Now we're dipping down. We're in the 60s now. It's 69 degrees. Headed down to 44 tonight, so bundle up.
Brr.
And here's Holsinger's kick. 7-0, 7 seconds into the game. And Holsinger knocks it in the end zone, and that's his 13th touchback of the year.
Just amazing what a great weapon he is. I guess we can call him Bubba Jr.
Yeah, I guess we could. And it will be the Lions of Harding Academy. They've made the trek up from Shelby County.
We've been in their gymnasium before for a basketball game.
We have, yes. 20-yard line. And the Lions defensively will set up shop. We'll spot them all for you as this game progresses. Again, a lot of hellos tonight. And that's coming up our hello segment at halftime tonight. I'm writing everyone down so I don't miss anyone. Well, the ball will be at the 20. Quarterback is Devin Scripp. Let's see what kind of script he draws up. He pitches it. And here's to the left, Blake Oswald. And Oswald was able to tumble his way up to about the 25. John Keith is in the house. Coach Butler is here and his lovely wife.
5-yard pickup on the play.
Actually got 6 stand to the 26. Hash mark left, a gain of 6. Good start offensively.
It was an ugly-looking play from the get-go. Just basically turn and shove the ball at him.
This team has really struggled scoring, haven't they?
Yeah, the most points they've scored in the game this year is 13 in their first game against one of the business schools in the Memphis public system.
Will Atkins, Wide's left, and here's the ball that pops loose, and the Lions have it. It was a handoff or attempted handoff, and some mix-up there between the quarterback and Blake Oswald, the running back, who picked up 6. That ball popped loose. And, Stan, who got that fumble recovery? Let's watch it on replay.
We're going to see what is going on here, and that's going to be Colby Moore, the big cheese.
Colby Moore comes up with a fumble recovery.
Mama approves.
How about that? Now the Lions have it at the 16-yard line, already leading 7-0. 11:04 left here in this first stanza.
Special guests arriving in for the club suites.
They are very special. They're in the pistol with Tompkins right behind Butler. They hand it to Lakai. Lakai has running room. Lakai has yardage. He's down to the 10-yard line. One of the guys from the backside, number 44, came in, Cameron Jones, and actually knocked him forward for a couple of yards.
Look, he jumps on his back, literally.
The ball down to 10, a pickup of 6. 2nd down and 4. The Lions lead 7-0 after a big pass play. 3 penalties on that first series of plays on Harding Academy.
The guy did get some air under him, though.
He did. In the pistol again. They give it to Tompkins again. He evades the would-be tackler, but can't get the second guy. The guy that made the play defensively, Stan, outstanding. 33. Lucas Everett, the junior defensive lineman.
Yeah, watch his penetration. He's going to get blitz coming from his linebacker position. Unblocked, had no chance. That's the way he operated blitz, ladies and gentlemen. And then one of his friends in the D-line came and cleaned up for him.
They guessed right. And they got the blitz and a good play by, as we said earlier, Lucas.
Loss of about, 3?
Everett. It is a loss back to almost, let's give him a loss of 2 to the 18. Or, the 13. So it's going to be 3rd down and 7. They put Tompkins in motion this time. Butler drops. Butler throws. Incomplete. High pass well over the outstretched arms of their intended receiver. And Holsinger will come out to attempt a field goal. So the ball's at the 13. They'll set it at the 20. It'll be a 30-yard attempt.
He's made one field goal near that one from 35 yards. So this ought to be just a chip shot for him.
Just a little bit longer PAT, isn't it?
Just about 10 yards longer. Little 9-iron with a little backspin on it. Maybe a pitching wedge.
You remember, Stan, the 52-yarder he missed right before the half in the game. It had the distance. It just came over the left a little bit.
Wide left.
Look at that beautiful moon up there. And he's kicking right toward it. Holsinger. Snap back. Ball down. Not even a lot of effort. Yes, it's good. 10-0, 9:46. So the turnover results in 3 points by the Lions. And we're back right after this with TCA leading 10-0 on the TCA Football Network.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Nissan and Carlock Prestige, the name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Diamond Dave McCulley, one thing that we can say, They put the band back together.
Yeah, the band is back together. They're like the Beatles. They're back together. Well, Hosinger to kick it away and Stan. 2 possessions, 2 scores for our Lions.
A great start, kind of self-destructive on a couple of plays. A great defensive effort by Harding Academy to stop that, and away we go deep into the end zone.
How about number 14 on the year, touchback. And they'll bring it out to the 20, 1st and 10 for the Lions of Harding Academy, and the Lion defense of TCA trying to come up with another big defensive play. It's Keltner. Big guy running out there is Rook Stevens. Out there, too, is Kobe Moore, who had the fumble recovery. Lions really not much changes there at all.
Got Weiser up there playing cornerback tonight.
Yeah, Weiser's up there. He sure is.
At the left corner.
Right
There's
in
going to
front
be
of
a
us
couple of minor changes, and we're a couple of more folks getting in, going to be asked to play some double duty to strengthen the defense.
Far side left is Atkins.
Yep.
Here's the quarterback in the gun. Hands off, and the running back may have got back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. He's tackled, game tackle there. That, again, was Oswald carrying it. And a lot of people there. Kobe Moore there. And also in on the stop for the Lions was one Harrison Vance.
Had dinner with his father a couple of nights ago. Have a great fellowship on Wednesday nights. If you're a dad listening to this game, come on down to Perkins on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock. Enjoy some fellowship and some football talk.
So we could name that Dinner with Stan and the Dads.
Yep.
I like that. Hash mark right. Oswald to the left of the quarterback. Script. He pitches it back this time. Far side left at Love. Love turns the corner, gets to the 20, and rumbles his way near the 25. They'll mark him down at the 24, where it brings up 3rd at a good 7.
Pickup of 3 on the play.
So the Lions, again, a chance to hold them here and make them punt it this time.
Nice shoestring tackle there,
though. It was a nice tackle. 8:40 left here.
The only thing about it, got to keep him on the inside shoulder.
8:30 left. I was listening to a college coach the other night coming home after a long, long day at the college level. He was talking about having one of his best tackling teams ever. You cannot take that for granted.
So
actually, there's a new quarterback in there. That's Love running the pistol. Or, excuse me, the Wildcat.
He's in
trouble. He is running out of trouble, or in trouble, running now. He's going back left. Not much there. And the Lions covered from sideline to sideline brilliantly, and he had nowhere to go. And he's knocked down short of even where the chain was. He's back, and it's going to be 4th and 10. Stanley came this way. He went back far side left, nothing there. And the Lions had the door shut wherever he was trying to open it.
What was that old song from Motown, Nowhere to Run, Nowhere to Hide?
And now the punter will be the guy that was running the ball, the quarterback, D'Angelo Love.
Great name for a football player, though.
I love that, yeah. Well, he'll punt it away from about his 10. Cooper Vales stands back near midfield. Here's the punt. Pretty good punt. Vales will field it at about the 47. He's to the 45, to the 40. He's coming right at us.
Oh, nice cut.
That's not Vales. That's running that ball, Nick Jones. He's to the 30. It's inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. And Nick Jones, there's a flag back here, though, at about the 44. And normally that's a block in the back or
holding. One of the two. Nice cutback move, though, to gain about 5 or 6 extra yards of play. It's all going to be for naught, but still great effort and what you want to see out of your team.
Nick has really developed into a really fine defensive player, but he's a really good special teams player too, isn't he?
Mrs. Jones's baby boy does it all.
He really does. She taught him well. 7:49 first quarter. TCA leads the ball, or game, I should say, 10-0.
Although in this case, Nick Jones has got the thing going on.
That's right. They'll move it back for the second time near midfield. Remember the 47-yard toss earlier that resulted in a TD pass.
It's
Butler
46.
to Waller. Now it's at the 46 now, Stan.
Yep.
So TCA's headed at the 47, the 46, and the 16 of Harding Academy. Far side right will hustle Cooper Vales. He sets in the slot, receivers each way. In the pistol, Tompkins right behind Butler.
Blitz.
He'll hand it to Tompkins. Tompkins evades the would-be tackler. He's at the 50. He's at the 45, to the 40, to the 35. Galloping his way to the 30, to the 20. To the 15, to the 10, all the way down to the 6-yard line. And finally a tackle, a shoestring tackle by Will Atkins. And then falling on him was Heath Miller, or he was going to go in and stand a brilliant run all the way down to the, 6-yard line.
47 yards on that rush.
Made it look easy, too, didn't he?
Effortlessly. That's 3 rushes and 50 yards from Mr. Tompkins. And
ball's actually at the 7, they say.
Oh, by the way, Lakai is now over 600 yards rushing on the year.
They give it to him again. He will finish it off, or will he? Yes, he tumbles into the end zone. They had a guy wrapped around his shoulders, but his power allowed him to get in, and it is a touchdown, TCA.
TCA.
No, they mark him at the 1, excuse me.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
I thought he was in, Stan.
That's what happens when you have Medicare glasses.
6:49. I buy the Dollar Tree, but I don't have to have them anymore. Here's the handoff to Tompkins. Tompkins will he walks in this time. So 3 carries by Tompkins, and 53 yards later, he's into the end zone after the 3 carries. And just like that, it's 16-0 TCA.
5 rushes, 58 yards. And Baby Bubba on the field for the extra point attempt.
And here is Holsinger to kick it through. Butler to be the holder.
Double B.
More people tuned in tonight. Our hello segment coming up at halftime. Here's the ball. It's blocked. And getting through there that time to block it on a nice play was Spencer Schulten.
Well, that's a couple of errors we've made now. Here's the snap, the place right up the gut and got the block. Somebody missed an assignment on the line.
The Cashin family's in the house, and Jay, being the great dad and husband he is, brought the blanket tonight. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. The Lions lead at 16-zip. Stay with us on the TCA Football Network.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
USJ leading Fayette Academy 14-0 on the Thompson & Smith Insurance scoreboard.
Well, here's the kick, and for the first time tonight, and one of the rare times he doesn't get into the end zone, and coming out of there and being blasted at the 20-yard line is a little bitty guy. We got a little skirmish going on down at the 30, but no harm, no foul.
We got basically the effect of a kick into the end zone. It will be 1st and 10 on the 20.
That was Heath Miller, no relation to Hammer and Hank on our side.
Nope.
16-0, 6:36 left here in this first stanza. And the Lions, it's been all TCA thus far in the Battle of the Lions tonight here at TCA. Great to have you aboard with us tonight. Appreciate you joining us every Friday. Our great sponsors make it possible. And we'll tell you that Stan will have the Thompson Smith Insurance scoreboard coming up throughout the play-by-play and at halftime. We'll have stats, analysis. Long way to go before we get there, though, Diamond Dave. And they have back in the game now the quarterback that started. I think that's Script back in there. Let's wait and see. It is. He'll throw it out in the flat, and a low pass, but it's caught. Nice diving catch that time. And catching it was Cameron Jones, a junior.
Cameron Jones with his first reception tonight.
Short pickup, Stan, about 3. Yep, sorry.
Yep.
6:22.
What was his number, Jones?
Mrs. Jones, the guy that caught it?
Yeah.
That's 44.
44.
Cameron Jones. A lot of football tomorrow. The balls are off tomorrow, but my Cats are down in the Grove at Ole Miss.
That's trouble.
I almost went, and I decided not to. 5:59 left here. Got a little volleyball I got to cover tomorrow. Script being pursued, drops the ball, it's loose, and the Lions have it. Yes.
Second turnover.
2 guys. Watch the replay here, folks. Look at the pressure, and Stanley had nowhere to go and just drops the football.
I mean, a big blitz and nowhere to run. They picked up 1, but 2 guys got through.
The guy that forced it.
And we got the ball, what, about the 6?
That was Kellner that forced the fumble. Then who came up with it, Stanley?
May have been more. Could not tell.
13-yard line. 1st and 10. So for the second time tonight, the Lions punish them. You folks, again, do not be dismayed. They're saying hello to us. We'll get you all in at halftime. And here's the pass. Incomplete. Tipped and then almost caught by Cooper Vales. You know, one thing, Stan, when they wear these purple jerseys with the black numbers, it's a little hard to read at angles. But you know how you can tell Cooper Vales? He's got that towel draped on the backside. Almost picked off and then almost caught by Vales.
The the defender, number 1, tipped the ball, but he made the cardinal sin of tipping the ball up. When you're like that, you've got to tip that ball downward.
It's almost like in basketball when you throw the ball back up under your own bucket. Here's Butler throwing, a little bubble screen drop. And wanting to run with the football before he caught it was Will Weiser. He didn't drop many, but dropped that one. It's going to be 3rd down now and 10. The ball still at the 13-yard line. So unless they convert, Stan, it will be another 30-yard field goal attempt if they had to kick it now, wouldn't it?
That would be correct, sir.
5:37, I concur. 5:37 left in the first. Beautiful moon, beautiful night. Down about 68 degrees now. Bring your jacket if you're on your way. Bring us some hot chocolate if you're on your way, by the way. We're in the far booth to the right. Here's the jet sweep. Bales has it. Bales has running room. He's got the first down. He's got more. He's got a touchdown. Beautiful play. Great call and a great executed play.
13-yard run for score by Mr. Vales. TCA extends that lead. He got through, and he was nearly even touched before he got the score.
Well, he put on the afterburners, didn't he?
He did.
5:29 left here, and Holsinger in to try to make it 23-0. 22-0. Snap back. Butler the holder. High snap, but he pulls it down, and Holsinger knocks it through. It's 23-0 Lions of TCA over the Lions of visiting Harding Academy. We're back after this short break on the BallGame Blitz.
Waterwell Solutions offers experienced water well drilling and service throughout the greater West Tennessee area. Whether you need a 4-inch residential well or a 16-inch irrigation or municipal well, they have you covered. Waterwell Solutions has locations in Summerville and Brownsville with a fleet of service trucks and well service technicians that are ready to cover your service needs. If you need residential well service or a new water well, give them a call at 731-779-1275.
A couple more here.
Stan will have the Thompson Smith Insurance scoreboard update for you in a minute. Welcome back, everybody. Trace Robertson, our producer director, our cameraman tonight. Jay Cashin is our producer director, and the all-around just good guy. Called us today, actually texted us today, and wanted to know what we had for dinner, what we wanted for dinner tonight. It'll be here at halftime. The man is the man after our own hearts. Here's another touchback, 3 of 4 tonight. And Harding Academy will bring it out again to the 20-yard line. Costly turnovers on Harding Academy, and credit TCA's defense. Field position has been pretty well all TCA tonight. They haven't had the ball past their own 30-yard line tonight. And the long season getting longer here tonight. And not a lot of fans across the way. One of the poorest road crowds we've seen this year. And not demeaning to Harding Academy at all. Sure, we've had a lot of folks down there watching and listening. But your kids are going to be okay. They'll come back and rebuild this program, but right now they're struggling. Far side left will be Mason Reed. 2 receivers out there as well. They've got the receivers stacked each way. Oswell, the running back to the left, to the quarterback, Script. Script gets it, throws it out here. It's caught, and then evading the tackler, and then not getting past the second purple wave is the receiver who caught it, and that is number 7. That's going to be Will Atkins who caught it. And again, Stan, a short pickup of about 3 yards.
Good job by TCA covering it. A little too aggressive on the tackle attempt, but great follow-up effort by TCA and limiting that to a very short gain.
Under 5 minutes when they snap it this time. The Lions lead 23-0 over Harding Academy. That front line now, they have in the game Mark Van Buren's in the game. Could see a lot of new faces or some new changing of faces there in that second half. Ben Burns come on and played well. 3 down linemen, as you see on your screen. Quarterback Script throws over the middle. Great.
Oh, he caught it.
Great pass, yes. And it's caught that time by Cameron Jones over the middle, and a nice pass, a bullet pass that time, his best throw of the night. Cameron Jones caught it near the 40-yard line, and he hustles his way up toward midfield. He's at the 46 for the first down of the night for the visiting Lions of Harding Academy, Stan.
22-yard reception, 2 catches, and 25 yards for Harding's Mr. Jones.
Everything's been short for them tonight, but if you have that kind of play, you'll move the ball.
Yeah. That's what Coach was talking about in the pregame. A couple of guys with some speed. The guy's got some decent hands, and he obviously runs the ball well after the catch.
The bugaboo for them has been running the ball from scrimmage. They just haven't had many rushing yards at all year.
No, they've just offense has been bad all year for them.
They've got them stacked here right below us. They hand it off this time and run with authority, and then bang! Oh, my, what a hit. And that's Mr. Keltner making a house call here.
Oh, look at this violence.
And Oswell is
look
just
at this
absolutely
violence.
blasted. They were moving at the line of scrimmage on top of that.
Well,
watch this hit by Keltner. He's just waiting in the wings and saying,
That is perfect form tackling. Shoulder at the hip, lift, drive, plant.
A loss of 2. Second down and 12. The ball back to the 44.
Gosh almighty, that was beautiful.
That might have been one of the best hits we've seen all year. Clean hit. Second and 12. Clock running under 4 minutes now, the first. TCA leading the game handily, 23-0. Wideouts far side will be Curry. And also the guy that caught it a moment ago, Jones.
They're running that double wing bunch.
Yeah, they got 3 actually out there. Here's the pressure, unloading, and then caught. It's caught near midfield, and catching the ball is Caleb Oliver. And, boy, I'm telling you, the Lions had a bead on the little quarterback. But Scripp stood in there and delivered for a pickup of about 7 yards.
He went, turned to the outside, TCA playing a little soft. That's going to give you the easy catch, but it's not going to get you a whole lot of yards as they went to the short man on the play.
Third down and almost 4. Let's give him 6.5. Third down and let's call it 4. 3:14 left here. We're being
you
nice
want to give him 6.5?
Yeah, 6.5.
Okay.
Don't even get me in half sacks and half yardage. I have players calling me every Monday after a Saturday game at home going, hey, man, you missed a half a sack.
That was a half bunt, too.
My rebuttal to them is, I'll give you half a sack next game.
It was half a bunt, too, you get it?
And now here's a timeout. Timeout, Harding Academy, 2:54. They've got something going. Third down and 4 from the TCA. First time they've been in Lion territory tonight at the 48. We'll be back with a short break. The Lions lead at 23-0 here on the TCA Football Network.
Looking for a new and exciting career? At Jackson State Community College, we offer nationally recognized, top-rated programs designed to greenlight your career for success. With courses available in the health sciences, nursing, computer technology, and much more, your next step towards a career starts here at Jackson State. Learn how Jackson State Community College can greenlight your future at greenlightyourfuture.com.
And welcome back, TCA, with a 23-0 lead. Here's a Thompson-Smith Insurance scoreboard check for you. Haywood leads Northside 7-0. Hardin County and Lexington tied at 7. Munford leads Brighton 14-0. Westview leads Union City 7-0. Go Chargers. Crockett County over Milan 3-0. Humboldt won last night. South Gibson beating Obion 7-0. They're fighting for their playoff lives in that ball game. Lewis County over Adamsville 47-27 last night. Chester County leads Southside 7-0. Jackson Christian over TRA 7-0. And Fayette has scored on USJ. It's 14-7 Bruins.
Well, we're back to play here. Third down and 4.
And
the ball at TCA's 48. Quarterback throws it out in the flat. It's caught and diving toward the chain is the receiver, Will Atkins. He's a good little player. He's going to be short, about a yard, I think.
Yep.
They had to get to the 44. He's at the 45. It's 4th and a yard.
Well, see, they're throwing everything to that strong side, so we're eventually going to make the adjustment and shut that down. That shouldn't be a halftime adjustment. That should be a next time we're on offense adjustment.
4th and a yard. That's a game up at between Union City and Martin Westview. That's got a lot of folks in that part of the country their attention to really good football teams. That's being played at Hardy Key Stadium on the campus of UT Martin.
Really? Is they chirping a lot up there?
Yeah, they're playing at UT Martin tonight.
So they took it out of the hog pen.
Yep, sure did. 4th and about a yard.
Surprised they would take away their own home field advantage.
They did. I guess it's called
dollar bills.
The gate. Yeah, that's what it's called. Money.
The gate's going to override the rental fee.
Money, honey. And the shotgun and throwing it out here, caught. And he's going to, let's see, where he caught the ball, he had the first down. But then he tried to turn and get back and get more plus yardage, and he's dropped to the 45, and he's going to be still a yard short.
Curry -1 on the return, and
it's TCA's football.
That was a 4th down play. Again, they're throwing to the strong side of that double wing formation every single time.
Coach Kendall wants it. He wants it measured.
Oh, it's not even close.
No, it's not. He had the first down when he caught it, but then he kept his feet churning, tried to make a circle and get more plus yardage, and that's a right call by the official.
If he had it, it was marginally close, but his own effort brought him backwards.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, sure did. Butler's in the gun. Doubles far side right. In the slot is Vales. Here to the near side, one receiver. Now Tompkins moves up in front of Butler a little bit to his left. Now set up the screen pass, and it's beautiful. 50, 45, 40. Just knocks over a guy. 35, 30. He just powers his way down to the 20, showing speed, showing power. And in the flag, I think, no, they did not call it looks like a flag on TCA.
10, 20.
The flag's at midfield. I couldn't find it, Stan. It's on the O of the 50-yard line. Yep.
Always when we have a big play, it's followed by a hold.
That was a great call by Michael Mancini, and then great execution except the hold, Stan.
Could we see that one more time if it's possible?
You call for it.
There it
Jay
was.
has
It was right there on number 6 for them got held. Saw a handful of jersey reached out. Proper call.
40-yard line.
Sometimes you just got to look at it a couple of times to see the infraction.
So it sets it back from the point of the infraction. The ball will be moved back to the 40. It's going to be first and almost 16.
So he ends up getting about 3 yards out of that play.
Butler cinched triples, and now Harding Academy, 3 guys jumped all at one time. They guess wrong. And it's going to be the Lions getting a cheap 5. It moves it up. Well, it was first and 15, so now it's first and 10.
See, that's a little bit different play than we've run all season as well. The little screen up the middle. We've done the bubble screens out to the wide side and the other side of the field, but we never run the up the gut screen. Do you remember when the screen pass used to be the in thing in the NFL?
Yeah.
And they were scoring on 80 and 90-yard touchdown plays on the screen all the time.
People used to throw to the tight ends more than they did at every level as well. Here's the handoff, Tompkins. He's got a gaping hole, 50, 45, and he tumbles his way, I think, for the first down. Yes, inside the 45-yard line. First and 10, TCA.
69 yards on 6 carries for Lakai Tompkins.
Matt McGehee, one of the managers down there, he was signaling first down before he ever hit the ground. Way to go, Mac.
He's our dive bomb coach.
Yeah, 23-0, minute 30. Good young man. Know his mother well. Here's the Tompkins again running loose. 25-20, just shovels his way by a couple of guys. Touchdown, TCA, and no flags this time.
45 yards on the rush for the touchdown. His second touchdown of the night. 124 yards on 7 carries. And Diamond, that includes runs of 47 and that touchdown of 45.
What was that, 53-yard drive, Stan? Is that right?
Copy that.
Holsinger in to attempt the PAT. Butler the holder. And the Lions are roaring here tonight at home with ease. He knocks it right through. 30-0. Trinity
Still
Christian.
the first quarter.
First quarter. We're back after this quick break on the TCA Football Network.
We don't need to go that far. Well, TCA with a $1.20 to go in our first quarter, showing a little offensive production. 30 points on the board. It'll be a running clock in the second half, obviously.
TCA put 50-plus on the board last week against Tipton Rosemart, but before then, the most they'd scored was 43.
And Tipton Rosemart challenged us at times last week.
Yeah, that was a tight game for a while.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, good coaching, some hard-nosed players there. They just kept it up.
Sure. Holsinger to boot it away. Short this time. Going to be fielded at about the 17, 20, 25, 30, and lowers his head and bangs his way, the receiver does, to about the 33, 34-yard line. Bringing it back that time was Cameron Jones.
These uniforms for Harding Academy kind of remind me of some old Jackson Christian uniforms from back in the day.
They do. They really do. Got the stripes, the double stripes on each shoulder pad there, as you see.
Well, the old Mississippi State style, isn't that?
Yep. Except they're maroon, of course. 30-0, 1:11 left.
We've got a uniform combination with the, or we used to with the double stripes on the shoulder pads. That was the last jerseys that Mike Holm ever bought at TCA.
You used to see those a lot.
Yep.
At every level. Well, a minute 11 left in the first stanza. It's 30-0 TCA. And in the shotgun this time is D'Angelo Love running the Wildcat. He'll come this way. and dart his way into the tackle. Tompkins got him up top, and somebody got him down low.
Tompkins got the hit, and somebody came up high and just sandwiched him.
And he barely got, but he didn't get to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard. 2nd down and 11.
Diamond, to be honest, watch as he almost gets decapitated on that play.
Stan, they really have struggled
all year.
They only have 1 touchdown rushing all year.
1 touchdown rushing and 1 passing.
And that's by Love. And they're not showing the propensity to get that going tonight. Well,
as the band plays Frankenstein.
Yeah, they've got those receivers triple stacked over there.
Look out.
He just threw that thing. I'm not making fun of him, but he took that ball and saw people coming at him. He just said, I'm getting rid of this potato.
Hot potato. The big cheese on the blitz coverage.
I don't blame him a bit. I'd have done it too.
You see, the thing is, on the other side of that 30, in a middle school game a couple, 3 years ago, the big cheese hit the Fayette Academy quarterback, and then his helmet rolled from the 30 to the 20.
I mean, he got
that was wicked.
He got that ball, and he said, "Uh-oh, man, I've got 3 guys coming at me."
Oh, he was.
My mama taught me to get rid of this thing.
Colby was looking at that like I look at a rib.
He puts Oswald to the right of him this time, 3rd and almost 10.5 yards. Being pressured again, just lobs it up there, and it's up for grabs. And it's caught, of all things. They bring a receiver back, and he caught the ball.
44.
And credit Cameron Jones and credit the quarterback. He got away with 1, but credit Cameron Jones, who came back with 3 lines around him and caught it for the 1st down at the 46-yard line.
Unbelievable. Colby Moore in his face again. Next time, don't hold up. Watch this.
Here's
watch
a great
this pressure.
replay by Jay Cashin.
He fights off the pressure.
Boy,
and then holds
too.
up.
He got blasted.
He approached that like it was an NFL. You know, I'm afraid I'm going to touch
Into
the
the first
quarterback.
quarter,
They're going to do something to me.
In the first quarter, a 1st down for the Lions of Harding Academy, but TCA leads the game 30-0. We're back after this. Stay with us on Worthy Road Studios in the BallGame Blitz.
27 years ago, a vision became a reality and Snookum Steakhouse officially opened. We cut our steaks in-house and our ribeyes are full of flavor. The steak trimmings are used to make our certified Angus beef steak burgers, so when you order at Snookum's, you are getting high quality. Enjoy our salad bar and mini dessert. Also try our famous family recipe, the Pink Lush Fruit Salad. Come visit Snookum Steakhouse in Henderson, Tennessee. We are open evenings Tuesday through Saturday but closed Sunday and Monday. Snookum Steakhouse, come taste the difference.
Boy, the fine folks at Snookum's, you got to try some of that pink fluffy stuff off the salad bar. It is mwah.
So you just call it stuff?
It's pink fluffy stuff. Jello and
I've got to get down there. When are you and Jay and I are going to go? I've never been to
As long as Jay's picking up the tab, which if he's not going to get us a shooting coach's shirt, we should get something from Snookum's from him.
46-yard line. You're going to keep that up. We'll never get a shirt. 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Is that just the 2nd first down they've had tonight, Stan? Yeah, I think so.
Well, see, the theory is if you bug them long enough, they'll eventually just give it to you so that you'll quit talking to them about
You
it.
bug them long enough, they'll finally just say, no, you're not getting a shirt. 46-yard line, 1st and 10.
He'll have Rooksy come up with that cannon he shoots with.
Yeah. 1st and 10 in the gun. D'Angelo Love now back there. He's got a running back, Oswald to his left. Gets the snap.
Look
Lions
out.
have pressure. He's sacked back at the 35, and a couple of guys sandwiched him back there.
That's
It
Colby
is
Moore.
Kobe Moore.
And
let's see who the other guy is.
Is that Hammerin' Hank?
No, let's see.
Here's Colby Moore on the bull rush charge. That's one of the up guys. We're going to give them a half sack each on that.
That's Marshall Ray.
Marshall Ray and Colby Moore each get a half a sack.
They do.
They'll call you Monday with that stat.
Yeah, they do. They do get a half a sack.
If they don't get it, I'm going to give them your phone number.
Well, they're on the road tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about that tomorrow. Thank goodness.
I'll give Colby Moore your phone number.
I'll watch the Georgetown Tigers. You know, I do miss going to Georgetown. You know, that's my favorite town to go to, right there in God's country in Lexington. Loss of about 8 yards, 2nd and 18. Oswell running for his life and evades 2 or 3 guys. Poor tackling by the Lions that time, and now he turns backwards, gets to the 40.
Maybe 7 out of it.
Scrambles his way to about the 43. It's going to bring a manageable now play up. 3rd down at about 12, almost 13. Little guy just squirted his way through there, Stan.
He's got 10 yards on 4 carries. 10 net yards.
43-yard line, 3rd down and 3. Don't forget at halftime, coming up our Hello segment tonight. our new
Hello.
segment that we have.
It's me you've been looking for.
I didn't ask you to sing the song. Who did that song, by the way? Was that Lionel?
Was that Lionel Richie?
I think it was. I called him by his first name, so 3rd and 13.
I call him Mr. Brickhouse.
Love. Looks. Love. Throws. Incomplete.
Yep.
Trapped that time. Yep. Proper call by the official. Official's done a good job here tonight, and it's going to be 4th and 13, and I would think they'll have to punt the ball down 30-0. Well, you got to feel for Harding a little bit, Stan. I mean, obviously we're pulling for TCA, and we're TCA guys. Love our kids and love our staff and fans and all the staff and administration here. But, this was at one time one of the great programs in Memphis and Shelby County, but they really have hit the skids. And I like what Blake said. He thinks that Herbert Kendall will get them back, though, to the winning side. It just takes time to rebuild, doesn't it?
Well, they do have a TCA connection on their coaching staff. Why don't you tell us about that, Diamond?
They do. They have Blake Spurgeon down there. How about that?
His boy used to play quarterback for TCA.
They're going for it. Why not? And Love running. Love to his right and tackle back behind the line of scrimmage, and that's a sack. And it's just free picking right now back there, Stan.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Keltner that got him?
That was
Let's see who got him here.
We'll have to see that on the replay.
Boy, he didn't have a chance.
No, it wasn't Keltner, I don't believe.
Wasn't Keltner? Was it Vance? Get up there. We'll spot his number. Hard to read those black numbers. Looked like it was Van Buren, Stan, 57.
That very well could have been.
40-yard line. The Lions have it again. What is this, the 4th time tonight they've had it in Harding Academy territory?
I'm sure somebody's mother, the young man who actually had the sack, I'm sure his mother will be sending us a text on the hello line soon.
Yeah, it sure will be, and we apologize. Just tough to read those numbers. Even on our screen watching the replay, which is brilliant. I mean, Jay does he's the best in the business. Look at that picture. Isn't that a wonderful picture?
Yep. And how about that field? Once again, perfectly manicured by the folks at Waterwell Solutions.
Yeah, we approach October. They've got a bead on Butler, and he throws it incomplete. Bales had it to go off his hands, and Cooper, was that Waller? Let's see. We'll double check. That's Waller that time, excuse me. So he's got the towel now. So forget the towel on the Cooper Bales. I mean, now it's going to be really take our eyesight. Yeah, you don't see him drop many like that, do you?
It should have been caught.
Yeah, he was turning back over his shoulder that time. And Delk out there, too, one of the receivers. Delk's really developed into a really nice player. I like him a lot. Joshua Delk. Got some weapons. Butler throws a little bubble screen. And it's going to be Cooper Bales this time because Waller's right in front of him, Diamond Dave, and he hustles his way down near the 30. But will be dropped at the 31. It's going to be about a yard or two short. It's going to be 3rd and short. 2 down territory, I think, here, Stan. 3rd and about a yard.
Pickup of 9 on the play. Cooper's first reception. He's got 13 receptions for 159 yards now, Dave.
I'll tell you what, Michael Mancini's really mixed it up a lot tonight, hasn't he? Doubles here to the near side. They give it to Tompkins. He's got the first down.
Ooh.
Tompkins, Lakai has more as he somersaults his way down to about the 21. Pickup of almost 10.
Yep.
1st and 10, TCA. 10
yards. Oh, that's 134 yards on the night. Somebody's already bucking for Player of the Week award, apparently.
They sure are. 9:30 left in the first half. 30-0 TCA. At this rate, I may get home in time to see Judge batting late in the game. Hasn't went yard yet tonight at home against Baltimore. I doubt if they get those games in over the weekend, Stan. The rain is really supposed to hit up on the East Coast from Ian. Our thoughts and prayers with.
Boy, some areas of Florida just got
mauled. Our thoughts and prayers with all those people. Here's the screen out here, and Waller's got it, and Waller's going to score, and Tompkins had a great block. Is he in the end zone? Yes. A 16-yard touchdown pass.
And watch
a flag
this
on the play. Let's see if they bring it back.
If they call that an illegal block, and that's right where the hit was at, no way.
Yeah, I think they may have missed that. They've done a really good job tonight, but I don't like that call either.
That was not a good call.
I called yesterday, Stan, talking about our friends and people that we know down in Florida.
Now, let's look at this one more time.
Personal foul.
And what was the flag for?
And now another flag comes in, or they just throw the flag by the official. He said personal foul and patted his head like the helmet, but actually he hit him with his hands up around the shoulder pads. Yeah.
Replay was clear on that.
First down, though, 1st and about 18. Fly pattern. Waller's down there. Waller dropped it.
How about interference in the play?
And here comes a flag in. Proper call. Yep, they got pass interference on Harding Academy. Yeah, I called Don Shaver yesterday. He lives in Venice.
How's he doing, by the way?
Well, I hope he's doing well, Stan. I called him. He didn't answer. Went straight to his voicemail, as I thought it might. But he lives in Venice. Beautiful home that he has there, and we're just praying for Don and all the other folks. Flag, pass interference, Stan.
Yeah, I've got a friend named Nancy Stinson. Her and her boy went right basically through the eye of that storm. It was very frightening for him. And her boy, has not spasms. What do you call it? When you get spasms and things like that.
Here is Butler in the shotgun. Throws out here. Waller has it.
Oh,
Waller
same
at
play
10.
again.
Yep, Waller hustles his way inside the 10. He's got the first down. He's going to be about the 7-yard line. It was a hard hit.
That was the exact same play they called the personal foul on. Look him, whacks him again.
Ball's at the 6, near the 6, really.
And that was, making that hit that time for TCA. Want to make sure we get the right credit here. That was Mrs. Jones's baby boy, Nick.
Well, they began this at the 40 after they held. Here's a handoff. Hustling his way down near the goal line as a running back. He doesn't get in, but he's close. As you see on your screen there.
I see a double nickel there. Who's that kid?
Looks like, was that Nick Jones carrying it?
That's some kid named Cashin wearing the double nickels.
Yeah, Daniel Cashin. Good to have him back. Came back last week after missing much of the season with an injury. He's down there saying, my dad's filming and I'm going to play well.
Yep.
Here's the handoff. And that's walking in the end zone this time. Touchdown, Lions. Is that Kobe Moore that carried that?
Yes, it was.
Kobe Moore.
Colby Moore with his first varsity touchdown. From how many yards out was that? About 3?
The ball was at the 3.
Yep. Well, Big Ed approves, Colby. Your day had the best seat in the house for your first high school score.
7:57, no doubt. Big Ed. Eddie.
Well done.
So it's 36-0. Holsinger, Mr. Automatic, had one block tonight, but that wasn't his fault. And Daniel Cashin and the gang lead the Lions right down the field. 37-0 TCA. Stay with us on the TCA Football Network.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Welcome back, everybody. Dave McCulley, Stan Gerard, Jay Cashin, our producer-director, the executive producer and director of our telecast each week. Paul Schultze, Trace Robertson. Trace has taken the night off from the golf wars. Had a great year. He and the golf
won a
team.
tournament last weekend.
He had the guys and the gals just great. Here's Holsinger. Kicks it and gathered in right at the goal line. Will Atkins. He looked like he was back.
Oh,
in,
man.
He hit hard at the 16, 17-yard line.
TCA hitting like some savages tonight.
The hardest I've seen this hit all year, Stan. They've all been clean. They're just hard hits.
Well, these are hits that they're sending a message to some other teams. You're going to be watching a replay of this ball game later on this week.
Off next week. Yeah, they got my song going, so tonight's official. Neil's in the house.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to try and watch the Panthers and the Bulldogs.
Neil and Diamond Dave.
From historic Enlow Field.
Get it? Neil, Diamond, and Diamond Dave. Okay.
I'm not a big fan of the song.
I know you're not. That's why I like to rub it in. I love the song. Anyone that doesn't like this song is un-American. I mean, this is close to the anthem.
Boy, we're in the South.
Line.
You better watch what you're talking about now, boy.
18-yard line.
Don't talk about America or my mama.
Yeah. Well, they've got
Script
back in there. Script will throw it. No one near it. Threw it to the 40, and there were 4 purple jerseys at the 30, 35, and not a white. Yeah, not a white jersey down there.
He was probably supposed to throw that to the left where he had trips.
I think Curry was the guy supposed to do a down. Run as far as he could. He did a down and out. 37-0. There's three things coming up at halftime I'm looking forward to. The analysis, the Thompson & Smith Insurance scoreboard analysis and recap of the scoring, and our annual halftime food. Our weekly halftime food, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can talk about that, can't we? Script in the gun.
I had some Tuesday as well.
Script stands back there, barks out that cadence, looks right, throws right. A floater out there, and it's incomplete. A great effort.
That kid's got a good-sized man, got some hands.
That was a good effort that time. Was that Love that he had down there? He's been flip-flopping him with quarterback. Love, almost went at it.
I mean, made a nice effort reaching for it there, and just couldn't quite get it in.
3rd down and 10, the ball at the 18. TCA leads the game 37-0. 7:38 left in the first half. Running clock in the second half. Now what do we have? Timeout. Harding Academy. We'll take one with them. 7:38 on a beautiful night in West Tennessee. And so far, so good. The Lions lead 37-0. Stay with us, everybody, on the BallGame Blitz.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson, or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care, and let your smile say it all.
And we're back with 7:38 to go in our first half of play. It's all TCA, 37-0. USJ, pending the extra point, will be leading Fayette 40-7 in the second quarter of that ball game.
More scores coming up at halftime, being brought to you by Thompson Smith Insurance. Dan Gerard will have those scores for you. We'll have a scoring recap. Lions actually have warming up down here. Cooper Vales, who played quarterback last year. He and Butler down there tossing to each other. So we might see.
Cooper actually had a pass last week.
Yeah, sure did. Here's Script running to the right. Flag comes in on top of all that. He's about 6 yards short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and about 4, or 5 actually. And a flag from the white hat in the backfield normally spells trouble for the offense. Let's see what he's called here. Holding on Harding Academy.
What was that song? I think I'm in trouble.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
Fleetwood Mac.
Mm-hmm. That's a great song.
Lindsey Buckingham sang it.
Well, the Lions will decline the penalty and make them punt it. And they'll bring Love out, and he'll stand back inside his 15 to boot it out of there. Again, at halftime, more people tuning in with us. We'll have our hello segment. And Love to kick it away from about the 15. High, short, punt. Nick Jones calls for the fair catch. And Mrs. Jones taught him well. He's at midfield. It's going to be 1st and 10, TCA. And here comes Dexter.
I was going to say I smell food. You know when Dave and I have influence over the board of directors.
Yeah, that's right.
He brings us food.
That's right. We're good beggars, too. At the midfield stripe, it's going to be 1st and 10, TCA, and they lead the game 37-0 with still 7:01 left. Be a quickly played second half at this rate.
It certainly will be a quickly played second half, of course. Oh, somebody got nachos.
That's Jay. Jay always handles the nachos.
Of course, far be it from me and Dave to try and use our influence to get a 265 break point.
That ball just short of the nose of it, right on the 50-yard line. It's 1st and 10 there. And it appears that Cooper Vales is in there at quarterback. He'll have Tompkins to his left. Triples far side left. Hands it to Tompkins. Tompkins darts right, then goes left, then comes back right.
Oh, look at that speed.
40, 35, 30. 26-yard line, a pickup of 24 yards. Yeah. 1st and 10, TCA. And a flag, I think they're going to get a face mask.
Piling on?
No, face mask because Tompkins, when he got up, is having to readjust his helmet. Watch this.
I mean, he
didn't mean to do it, but, yeah, he's got his face mask. See there?
Yeah, little inadvertent. Now it should add 5. But
that's how he brought him down.
When he got past the first line, he just exploded with speed. It was like he was shot out of a cannon.
That's going to be more than 5, Stan. They're going to move the ball down. You didn't mean to do it, but you can't do it. Ball's down at the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 there.
9 carries, 158 yards for the Stallion.
We still have 6:51 left, now 6:45 left, and the Lions already lead the game. Here's Vales in the gun. Vales throws out here right, caught by Waller. Waller at the 10, Waller at the 5, great block. Waller's inside the 5. He's down near the goal line. Did he get in? Touchdown, Lions.
13-yard touchdown pass for Cooper Vales, who throws his first of the year.
And Waller on the year, 2 touchdown receptions tonight, and now 13 on the year. Designed beautifully and executed beautifully. We've got one of the Harding Academy Lions shake it up. Hope he's all right. 13-yard pass, Dan.
I think this is yours.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I'm not sure where the barbecue come from.
The PAT is good. It's 44-0. The Lions lead it and lead it big. 6:33 still left in the first half. Back after this short break on the.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Well, TCA just dominating this game, 44-0. What famous baseball player wore 44?
Henry Aaron.
You'll know that, and you are correct.
Yes.
The original Hammer and Hank.
Exactly right. 50-yard drive. Capped off with a 13-yard Vales to Waller touchdown reception.
The former Milwaukee Brave.
Yep. Hammer and Hank Aaron. Here's the kick right at the 1-yard line. Bring it out of there, and he's really coming this way. Yeah, he really has got some speed. Now he'll turn and come this way, and the Lions tackle. Boy, the special teams has been beautiful tonight as well. Bringing it back was Kevon Chapman. No relation to Tommy Melinda.
Hey, one of our newer players, number 11, closed quickly to make that play.
He sure did. Joshua Vincent.
Yes, sir.
So the ball will be at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 there. What, 2 first downs on the nightstand? Has that been it for the Harding Academy? And I'll say this for Harding Academy. They're still fighting hard and trying hard, aren't they? 44-0.
That's all that you can ask.
The Lions now have Noah James down there. Looks like he might come in at quarterback.
You see, unlike some other schools in West Tennessee, when we're up big, we'll put our subs in the first half of action.
Yeah, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'll call them out. Union City kept
ding, ding, ding.
They kept people in there up 35 points and kept people in there at the end. Now a new quarterback. That's actually Love. Love will throw it down there, and it's going to be incomplete.
Almost intercepted.
Almost intercepted. Was that Kime that almost got that?
Mm-hmm.
Caleb back there.
Well, he's coming up a little lame.
Now a flag. They get a pass interference, I think, on TCA, though.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
Proper call.
I think it's proper call, yeah. That flag came right in on top of him.
Good job by the official.
They've done a good job tonight.
I'm not. Dave, you've never known me to complain about an officiating when they do a good job.
The end of your sentence saved you there when you said you've never known me to complain about officials.
When I do a good job.
When they do a good job, yes. Ball to the 44-yard line. I was about to give you this look out of the corner of my eye. 44-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well,
it's going to be the 3rd first down of the night for the Lions of Harding Academy. Love's back there, has a running back to his right, 2 receivers far side right. They moved.
Yeah,
I don't think
they're not calling it.
They're not calling it. Love, one of the few times tonight, has time. Now he unloads, and incomplete. And at the very last second, knocked away. Is that Cooper Vales that knocked it out of there?
Here's the replay. Quarterback's going to take a massive hit here at the end of this play.
He really did. That's a good legal hit, too.
Yeah.
And now watch Vales knock it out away at the last second down there. Yep.
The funny thing is, Diamond, you'll remember this. The officials made a call one time, and I kind of went, "Rrr." And you looked at me and go, did you just growl at that official? And I responded, maybe.
Yeah, 44-0, 2nd down and 10. Thinking some other 44s in sports. Jerry West of the Lakers wore 44. We're dating our age. You know, Pistol Pete wore 44 until he changed to number 7 late in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Wore 23 in college. at LSU.
I heard a
drops
story
back, little
about him.
shovel pass. Nice little play there at the time.
Yep.
And they find Chapman, and Chapman's got some running room. He's near
First
the first down. He's got the first down, I think, to the 46-yard line. It wasn't the prettiest play in the world, but hey, it worked. Yes.
I heard a story about Pistol Pete. When he was young, his dad would drive him around town. He would sit in the car driving down the road, and Pistol Pete would be dribbling.
He would dribble on the railroad track on the cross ties. Then he would go to a gym. He would sneak in the gym through the windows up top and would practice in the dark. That's how he came up with his great. You think about him, Stan, the late Pistol Pete. He averaged 44.2 points a game without the three-point shot.
And the thing is, I didn't get to see him until the very end of his career with Boston when he was just for lack of a better term, a shell of his former self.
I saw him probably a couple of dozen times standing in person, and you would watch him and think, what did he just do?
At Lambeth at one time you talked about.
Yeah. Came to Lambeth and still think about that. Died less than a year later. Here's the handoff, and running the ball will be Chapman. And Chapman carries it and gets to about the 40. Picks up yardage about 4, but he paid the price. He was hit 4:51. Seems like the game should be in the fourth quarter already, Stan. Yeah. It's 44-0, and there's still 4.5 minutes left in this first. Look at that hit.
And they left early, and the officials just kind of turned their.
Yeah.
Which is probably, don't call it unless there's blood on the field.
I agree. Receivers far side right is Curry and Oliver, Caleb Oliver. They're double stacked over there, one here to the near side. Short snap on the gun to Love. Love has it, though. Love over the middle and almost picked off. They tried to go to the well again with that crossing pattern to Curry, and the Lions had people there, and a beat on it. Nick Jones almost picked it off.
Here, Nick was going to score a touchdown before he had the ball, though.
Watch Nick here. Great read on it, though, and a great cut on it, but just dropped it. Can't say much wrong about these or anything negative about these Lions tonight, though. They have just played remarkably well. Gabe Lee's back there.
The little general, the G-man.
The general, yeah. He's back there wearing 16. His mom and dad part right next to me tonight.
Grandpa just down there at the bottom of the steps.
Yep. We always run into each other at halftime. So at the third down and about 7 at the 43. Movement, and they have to call it this time, Stan. There was about 2 linemen that came out way too early.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be 5 yards backed up on Harding Academy.
Hard to broadcast need, isn't it? 4:19. I'll have mine.
Well,
appreciate Dexter Williams and the great staff here. But Jay's the guy that coordinates our food orders.
You see, Diamond, I'm one of those broadcasters that can do many things at once. I can multitask.
Multitask, yeah. You sure can.
Some people say it takes six people to do the job that I do.
Third down and 12. 4:19 left here. Love over the middle, throws, and dropped. Should have been caught. I mean, he threw a bullet right into the arms of Curry, who was cutting, and just led him right to the ball. And
watch
this
official standing at the 39. Oh, you're going to miss him. But
nice pass by Love. Watch this pass, though. I mean, he leads him beautifully, and he just dropped it.
A bullet, and the official had to, I'm in the way. I better get going.
Fourth, about 13.
And they're going to go for it.
We had our last home game at Bethel. We had one of the officials, the umpire stand, got right in the middle of things, and I thought he was really hurt badly, but he wound up staying in the game and officiating the rest of the game. But it's as bad of a hit I've seen an official take in a long time. In the gun again, Love on the 4th and about 12. Drops back to his own 45, throws again this time. Caught, and a great catch. And a super catch by Cameron Jones. Yes, he has done a great job tonight. He caught that thing. He comes up a little lame, and he can't get off the field. He took a hard hit. But a nice pass by Love. TCA had people there. Watch this, Stan. And he just makes a beautiful catch on that ball.
30 yards on receptions, so that's 25.
Deepest they've been tonight in TCA territory at the 21-yard line.
He's got 67 yards and 4 receptions tonight, Dave.
Yeah, he's played well. And Love showing a good, strong arm. They may have found him a quarterback. Nothing against Mr. Scripp. But he's getting more confident as the game progresses. Is Oswell to his right.
And you notice they're not flip-flopping like they were earlier.
They have 2 receivers each way stacked close to the line of scrimmage. Left and right. Love drops. Love throws. A floater this time. And incomplete.
He got up high enough. He almost got it.
Yeah, sure did. Here's the replay of the game by Jay Cashin.
Watch the vertical leap on this guy. He gets up there.
He sure does, and he's going against two smaller TCA defenders. What was the guy at Adamsville that year, Stan, that killed us? And that was
Burcham.
tall. Yeah, the tall kid. He had to be about. He looked like he was about 6'8".
6'7".
Yeah, but
3 dogs scored a touchdown, went right up his back to get a touchdown in that corner end zone right over there.
I can ask Stan former opponents' names. He knows them all, just like The Rock. Here's the pass over the middle and drop this time. He again threw a pretty good pass in coverage, but just simply dropped.
From Scotts Hill, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Grandma Rock.
Grandma Rocky was one of our biggest fans. Although we were the opponent's announcer, she loved us.
Mm-hmm.
3:21 left here in this first half. 44-0. Lions lead the game. And for the first time tonight, deep in territory, now 3rd and 10, 2-down territory you would think here. Love will send 2 receivers far side right. That's going to be Curry.
Some of their statisticians didn't care for us, though.
No, they did not. Love over the middle this time. Short pass, 20, 15, and going out of bounds is the receiver, and that's Oliver who caught it. He shoved out of bounds at about the 11. No, they mark him at the 10. He's going to be about a yard short. No, they say he got it. Excuse me. No, he did not get that first down. Well, now they do mark it at the 10. It's going to be first and goal. Well, I apologize. I thought he's going to be about a yard short. Well, Love has got something going here.
He's got a thing going on.
He does. 44-0. I like, though, what I see out of that bench over there from Harding. You look at it. They're all right there watching the game, huddled up, intently watching, cheering for their teammates. That's good.
That says a lot. That's a good program.
That says a lot. Love will run it out of the shotgun, and he fumbles the ball. It's loose, and I think Harding comes up with it.
And they get an extra 3 or 4 yards off play number 4 picked it up.
Dylan Lewis, right place, right time, and fell right on it. Good play. Good recognition by him. Watch Love get hit here.
So this is their second time deep in TCA territory.
Boy, that helmet right on that football, too. I couldn't tell who did it, but, man. So it's going to be now 2nd and goal, the ball at the 3.
That was the little general.
The little general got his
little
helmet
general,
on.
the G-man laying the wood.
I mean, that's good coaching, and you teach him to put that helmet on the ball, and he did just that. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 3. 2:33 left in the first half. 44-0 TCA.
Everybody thinks his career is going to be in basketball. I disagree. I think he's going to end up being a better football player.
And his brother runs track. Is that right? You told me?
Yeah. Sawyer runs on the track, on the cross country team.
Yeah. Well,
and he'll run track as well.
They're following some great sisters, aren't they?
Yeah.
And by the way, how about Union University? Congratulations to Olivia and to Mark Campbell. Here's the pass out there, caught and trying to get in the end zone, hustling, still hard, and he's tackled right at the 1. I'll make it about the 2.
Pickup of about 4 on the play.
Watch this. He really never gives up. He's trying to get across that goal line, yeah. Curry did, and then credit the Lions, though. They said, nope, you're not getting in on us, buddy. So at the 2, it's going to be 4th and goal there.
Well, TCA wants to keep the shutout streak alive, obviously.
Minute 55, clock running.
But I'm not going to be all disappointed if they were to punch this one in.
They're trying to get the play in. They better hurry. They're going to run out of time. 4th and goal from the 2. They may have to call a timeout. Some confusion there. Love in the shotgun.
Under 10.
Reed to his right. Now they do have to call the timeout. They had to call a timeout, Stan. I knew early that they were going to be in trouble, and they had to call the timeout. And, boy, Coach Herbert Kendall's not happy.
If you saw the official stick his hand up, that means there's like 5 or 6 seconds to go once that hand's up. That means get going quickly.
Well, we're going to keep it here, reminding you that at halftime, Stan will have the Thompson Smith Insurance Scoreboard. You see our sponsors on your screen. The Blacksmith, Jackson State Community College, Jones Chevrolet, Foundation Bank, Thompson Smith. We have a lot of other great sponsors who make it possible for us to come your way each week. And we'll mention those: Aloha Pools, Jackson State Community College, Southeastern Termite and Pest Control, Elite Dental, Carlock Nissan, Mitchell's Body Shop, West Tennessee Bank, McCoy's Heating and Air, Alive Hydration and Spa, Lifeline Blood Services, Kaufman's Furnishings and Appliances, Tennessee Tractor, Waterwell Solutions, Erickson Funeral Directors, Bank of Jackson, Keene Jewelers, Lonnie Cobb Ford, Ness Realty, and Lifestyle Vision, I should say, Dynamix, and Snookums Restaurant. And we appreciate everyone that makes it possible for us to come your way every Friday night with the Worthy Roads presentation and the ball game blitz of TCA Sports. Love in the shotgun. 1:36 left. Fourth, they say third and goal. I thought it was fourth and goal. Here's Love rolling right. And he's going to be tackled in the backfield. The Lions hustle back there. About 5 guys back there on him. Lions come over with the football.
Yeah, they stripped him.
The Lions have the football. And let's see who came
turnover. We just held him up and stripped him of the ball, Dave.
Was that Weiser that came up with that? Let's wait and see.
Let's see. Weiser's 5.
You'll see him come out of there with the football. There he is. And let's see who that got that. On our screen, we're watching it.
That, couldn't tell.
How about that?
While we got a second, we'll remind you that any rebroadcast, retransmission, editing, or further use of this BallGame Blitz TV show without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios is hereby and strictly prohibited.
No doubt about it. Well, the Lions defense comes up with a big turnover. Forget whether it was third and goal or fourth and goal. The drone is here. It's flying over the kids down there.
You don't want to see a quarter moon like that. You know what I think of?
What's that?
The old Jackie Gleason show.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 44-0 your score.
Jackie's face would be the moon.
John Keith likes what he's seen thus far. Here's one of the coaches did. Coach Allen, Jesse Allen. All right, how about that? Well, John Keith just told us Jesse Allen played for him at one time.
That's right.
How about that?
You covered. You got to pay attention to the pregame show. We talked about that during the.
Sure did, yeah.
Yeah.
44-0. I was listening most of the time, but the governor was trying to call me. 44-0. First down. Here's the little bubble screen out there, catching it and getting yardage to the 25, up near the 30, still on his feet to the 30, and being forced out of bounds. Oh, there's that Waller again.
We'll see here shortly.
If you can't read the number and you think it is, it probably is. Got to talk to Blake about these purple with the black numbers. It's a little tough for us to read up here. Blake will tell us to mind our own business. It's going to be second down and about 6 or 7. 58 seconds left, and the Lions, I think, are probably just going to take their time. I don't think Blake's going to try to even score here before
we have
the
an injured Harding Academy line.
Okay, that's what it is,
back
too.
At the 21-yard line.
And we hope he's okay as we keep it here. And Jay will get caught up on those. Let's go ahead. Let's step out for a second because we do have probably a running clock in the second half. Quick break back after this. Lions lead 44-0. Late first half. Stay with us.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
Welcome back, everybody. Dave McCulley, Stan Gerard, Jay Cashin. Doing a great job producing and directing as always. Chase Robertson is our cameraman tonight. Off next week, then back home here with a big one. USJ on October the 14th. We'll have airtime for you at 6:30, kickoff at 7. If that's not enough for you to get your dander up, how about Jackson Christian the following week on the 21st at 7 o'clock?
Sure. It's going to be mighty crowded here for that USJ game.
FACS on the 28th. Stan, not tooting my own horn, but if the good Lord's willing and lets me hang around long enough, it was at this very arena here 7 years ago that I did my 25th 100 broadcasts on the 14th, with combining them with Bethel and with TCA. We'll hit number 3,000.
Wow.
How about that? Been around a long time, haven't it, Jay? We're still in break? Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, let's do another break. This is
another break.
We're going.
Lifestyle Vision, located at Thompson Farms, offers patient-centered comprehensive eye exams. Select your new look with our latest styles from exclusive brands. Come see us Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or schedule an appointment anytime online. Lifestyle Vision, where compassion meets commitment.
Buying a car is all about you. In person, over the phone, or online,
We make it simple and easy. Our place is yours, no matter where you live. LonnieCobbFord.com or Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country.
The name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing Deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop. And get back out there.
Hello, I'm Chad P. Wilson with Foundation Bank, family-owned community bank here in West Tennessee. Your checking account should offer more than a place to just store your money. Our foundation benefits with high-interest accounts include the flexibility of a checking account with tiered interest rates, identity theft protection, cell phone protection, and more. So start a financial conversation with us today by visiting foundationbank.org or calling us on the number at the screen. In the meantime, go Lions! McKinsey Banking Company is an equal housing lender, member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Foundation Bank and all of our other great sponsors. You see the kids, both TCA and Harding Academy, down on one knee as they're attending to one of the Harding Academy Lions who is down.
The
Kevin
good thing
Hansen,
is he's standing up.
He has got up. You heard some splattering of applause here. And our thoughts and prayers with that young man. And you forget sometimes, even at the high school level, middle school level, high school, college, pros, football is a great sport, but it is still a hard-hitting and sometimes vicious game, and that's just the nature of it. And the young man is up, and he is walking off under his own power with some help, but he's walking, and that's good news. Hopefully just nothing more than the breath knocked out of him, or hopefully he'll be okay. But say a little prayer for him if you would, folks, as we lose sight sometimes that these are young kids that love the sport and have a passion for it. They're going to school to get an education, and this is part of the experience of being a high schooler, but certainly, again, say a little prayer for him. Well, after that, it's 44-0. The Lions have it. 58 seconds left. It's been all TCA in this one. And they have the ball 2nd and 5 at their own 25. And receivers come this way with one receiver far side left, that being Waller. Now, Waller should have mine close to me. And they hand it off and running the ball with the 40, to the 45, and up to the 47, hustling his way. And the Lions, Kobe Moore. Boy, he's having a great game. Big
29-yard pickup.
Ed is happy tonight. You know that. He's happy every night being where he is, but even more special tonight, I would think. 47-yard line, almost 48, 1st and 10. They give it to Moore again, looking for running room. He's hit hard this time as he crosses midfield.
They snapped that play before the chains were even set, and he picked up 5 more yards.
34 seconds left in the half. TCA leading 40-0. They'll just run it. If you get a score, fine. If you don't, they're not trying to run it up here.
And it's just straight handoffs up the gut.
And they have reserves in the game, and now a flag coming in. Going to be illegal procedure. Yep, false start. Well, the Lions have...
You're letting them run plays before the flags are set, and then you call us for a false start.
Yeah. Again, not just because he's our producer, director, and our great friend, but Jay Cash. Great to see Daniel out there. That's he and Moore were 2 big losses for us during the stretch there.
And what have you noticed tonight? Snaps have been good.
They sure have. And we had some issues with that a few games, didn't we?
We did.
High snaps. Handoff. Moore again. 50, 45, 40.
Oh, did you see that
35, 30. He's going to start running the ball more, folks, in games that even count or are close. He's down inside the 30-yard line, down to about the 28, and timeout TCA with 6 seconds left. We'll spin it out again for a quick break. Running clock in the second half, 44-0 Lions, and they're moving again. Stay with us with 6 seconds left in the half. This is TCA football.
That was about a 20-yard gain right.
At McCoy's Heating and Air, we realize there are more than enough things to worry about on a day-to-day basis. With our new 10-year all-inclusive package, your home comfort doesn't have to be one of them. For one low monthly payment, you can purchase a brand new York unit with full maintenance and repair coverage for 10 years with approved credit. No hassle, no stress, just complete coverage for your comfort and convenience. Contact McCoy's Heating and Air at 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com to schedule your free new AC estimate today.
Well, Colby Moore putting on a show for you, the fans at TCA tonight. He's got 4 rushes for 57 yards, Diamond.
Sure does. I want to mention Paxton Harwell's in the game. I didn't mention him earlier, trying to get all the kids' names in there. Lions playing tonight without Zane Atwood. Hopefully he'll recover and be back with us soon. Off next week. That gives him an extra week to get ready. And the two big ones coming up. USJ and Jackson Christian back-to-back, and then on the road for the regular season finale at FACS. They're a pretty good football team, and we'll see them later in the year. Hard to believe, Stan, after tonight, only 3 more regular season games.
Unbelievable.
The season has flown by, hasn't it? Seemed like just a day or two ago we were getting ready for the season. And they'll just take the knee, TCA will. And a good sportsmanship. I really respect that out of Blake. Not trying to run another play, just take the knee. You lead 44-0. Running clock coming up in the second half. It's all TCA in this one. And now the half not over, though, with 4 seconds. Excuse me. He took the knee and didn't let the clock run down long enough, did he?
Nope.
Oh, they're going to kick field goal here. That's excuse me, Jay. This will be a 55-yard attempt.
The school record is 44 by his brother.
55 yards. Snap back, ball down, kick up. The kick is up.
Close. Get up.
No good. Came up just a few yards short, but a great attempt. He was run down on one knee trying to get that thing to go through there. He and Butler both. And that ends your half. Your score, 44-0, TCA.
Well, he was dead on that kick, though.
We will take a break and be back with our Thompson Smith Insurance scoreboard, our hello segment to all of you folks watching, and recapping of the scores, and there's a lot of them for TCA, and Stan's analysis. This is TCA Football on Worthy Road Studios.
For anyone contemplating pre-planning, we can tell you from our experience, it's much easier to make funeral plans and record them now than wait until emotions are running at their highest.
With pre-planning, you can free your mind and heart from having to make big decisions during a time of grief and instead enjoy the freedom to focus on the memories of a life well lived.
If you work outside or in a facility with no AC, or you're just struggling with this year's heat wave, it can really take a toll on your body and health. At Live Hydration Drip Spa, we can help you recover with our Beat the Heat special for only $59. Call or visit us online today to set your appointment.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back, everybody. The golf team, the senior golfers, both guys and gals, about to be introduced here. Coach Philip Robertson going out there with them. And we'll try to get those names in for you in a minute. Dave McCulley, along with Stan Gerard with you tonight. Halftime, it's 44-0 all TCA. Scoring recap looks like this. 11:53, just 7 seconds into the game. It was Butler to Waller, a 47-yard pass play. Holsinger, the PAT, 7-0. Capped off a 47-yard drive after the fumble recovery. Then, at the 9:46 mark, that fumble recovery, by the way, by Kobe Moore. 9:46 mark, 30-yard field goal by Holsinger made it 10-0. And then, with 47 seconds left in the first, or excuse me, a few seconds later, it was a 1-yard Tompkins run. PAT was blocked. It was 16-0 Lions in the first quarter. At 5:29 of the first quarter, It was a 13-yard Vales run, made it 22-0. Holsinger's PAT made it 23-0. With 1:20 left in the first, 53-yard drive capped off by the Tompkins big run. And it was 30-0 after Holsinger's PAT. And then Moore, a 3-yard run, 7:57, 37-0, capping off a 40-yard drive after TCA had held the Lions of Harding Academy. And then a 13-yard Vales to Waller touchdown toss and reception. And 50-yard drive made it 44-0 here at the break. Well, our hello segment coming your way right now, as we will do that now from now on at halftime. And let me have the honor of doing that. And if I miss someone, I apologize, but we'll try to get them all in before Stan gives you his analysis in this 44-0. The Holsingers being introduced down there because Mr. Holsinger, not only a kicker, but a great golfer as well. And they're being recognized down at midfield with the other golfers. Loris Ann Franklin and Ralphie are tuned in tonight. Gail Presley's tuned in. Larry Vales, Melinda Chapman, and Tommy and the gang. Also Wayne and Peggy Parker. Our lovely buddy Melanie Wilburn. Nancy Lack. Diane Lolly Delk of the Delk family. Sherry Brown. Jackson Keltner. Noah Holsinger says, I just got so nervous, so close, Pierce. Aunt May. May Webb says, way to go, Kobe. She knows that Dad's having a great time in heaven. Aunt May says, God bless you. A good buddy of mine that we go back a little bit. She's still young. I'm old. Cindy Lamberth is watching tonight and listening. And we have Noah Holsinger tuned in tonight. Jackson Keltner's tuned in. If I missed any of you, you can give me a buzz here at halftime, and we'll get those in at halftime. We will turn it over to Stan. He's got the Thompson & Smith Insurance. We'll take a break. We'll do this. We'll take a break and be back. And Stan will have the Thompson & Smith Insurance scoreboard for you. And then he'll have his analysis of this blistering TCA attack tonight. They lead 44-0 at the half. A running clock coming up in the second half. Stay with us. This is TCA football on. Chip Thomas tuned in tonight, by the way. We'll get him in here at halftime in our hellos. And that's going to spin it to back behind me here to Jay Cashin. He'll take you back for some commercial commitments, and we'll be back with a running clock in the second half. Stay with us at halftime on the TCA Football Network.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank has assembled an all-star staff with decades of experience in the Jackson and West Tennessee markets. Our top priority is listening to your goals and dreams, helping you develop a plan to achieve them. Benefit from our more than 100 years of experience. Visit us at Thompson Farms or give us a call. West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
We offer live webcasting for families. It kind of came out of when so many warriors were going overseas to war. We have learned to offer families more choice, that we want to serve our families well and serve our families better.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
This is how we Friday night. How do you Friday night?
This is how we Friday night.
This is how we Friday night.
This is how we Friday night.
No matter how you Friday night, you always win at Kaufman's.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Hello, I'm Chad P. Wilson with Foundation Bank, a family-owned community bank here in West Tennessee. You know, home buying can be a long and confusing process, especially in today's market. Well, our Home Sweet Home Loan program offers incredibly competitive rates and allows you to keep your loan local throughout the entire life of the loan. So start your financial conversation with us today by visiting foundationbank.org or calling us on the number on the screen. In the meantime, go Lions! Kinsey Banking Company and Foundation Bank are an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
For the past 22 years, Tennessee Tractor has been committed to you, our customers.
That's why our locally owned business delivers great John Deere products with great service at a great price. From the backyard to the back 40, whatever size project your family's got, you can rely on us to help you get it done. From our friendly staff to our reliable equipment and our quality service, Tennessee Tractor has one goal: to keep you and your family up and running. Hometown value, hometown service. That's Tennessee Tractor.
And welcome back to Trinity Christian Academy. TCA with the lead, 44-0 at the half. Let's take a look at the Thompson-Smith Insurance scoreboard. A lot of scores and some surprising scores. Bolton leads Bolivar 14-0. Covington dominating Dyersburg 34-0. Karma comes back to bite in that ball game. Haywood leads Northside 20-0. Lexington leading Hardin County 14-7 at the half. Munford over Brighton 45-7 at the half. Scotts Hill over Hickman 21-7 at the half. Upset alert, Westview leads Union City 20-14 at the half. Crockett County leading Milan 17-7 at the half. South Gibson 27, Obion 7 at the half. Henry County leads Springfield 14-0. Riverside over East Hickman 27-7. Middle Tennessee Christian leads the Kings Academy 15-6. Chester County leads Southside 14-6. McKenzie all over Dresden 23-0 in the Battle of Undefeateds at the half. Jackson Christian leads 35-0. Overton leads Dyersburg 13-0. And this has been a pretty good ball game here at the half. Peabody 23, Halls 0. Halls, 5-1 coming in, heavily the underdog in that game, but they're giving the Golden Tide of Peabody everything that they want in that ball game. 47-7 USJ over Fayette at the half. We've got an upset in, and it's a final. Cleveland 28, Maryville 24. They dropped their second in a row. And with that, that's a look at our scoreboard. We're going to take a timeout. You're watching the halftime show right here on the BallGame Blitz and the TCA Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Chuck Walker with Southeastern Termite and Pest Control. If you live in West Tennessee, you have a need for the services we offer. We treat for all types of pests, including bed bugs, brown recluse spiders, and other hard-to-treat pests. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to encapsulate a crawl space. Give us a call to hear how to achieve the same thing and save thousands. Southeastern Termite and Pest Control can handle all of your termite and pest control needs, wood fungus and moisture barriers, real estate closing letters, and so much more. Southeastern, 731-660-1052.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's Body Shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
At Alive Hydration Drip Spa, we offer top-of-the-line IV nutritional therapy, which has a wide variety of health benefits. From immune system boosters and skin care, fatigue, energy, and even hangover relief, you can be sure we have an IV blend that's right for you. All of our blends are administered by one of our experienced nurses in a spa setting to ensure you leave feeling re-energized and refreshed. Give us a call or visit our website to book your appointment today. We have what it takes to make you feel alive again at Alive Hydration Drip Spa.
Football is here. Get touchdown savings at McCoy's Heating and Air. Cooler weather is coming. Tackle the season ahead with McCoy's and be comfortable this season. To get your furnace ready, we are now offering one-time cleaning for only $90. Score big. Call McCoy's and schedule your $90 cleaning today. Call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
At Lonnie Cobb Ford, we now give you a warranty for life on the engine and transmission. That's right, a warranty for life at no cost to you. Unlimited time, unlimited mileage, but it's only at Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country.
Tired of being seen and not heard? At Lifestyle Vision, we believe in patient-centered quality eye care for West Tennessee, which is why we are locally owned and operated. Come see us Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or schedule an appointment anytime online. Lifestyle Vision, where compassion meets commitment.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Well, Johnny Cash says sooner or later God's going to cut you down. That eventually will happen. The legendary Johnny Cash. Here's some stats unofficial from the first half for TCA. Lakai Tompkins, 9 rushes, 158 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's got runs at 47 and 45. Colby Moore with 4 rushes for 57 yards and a touchdown. Vales with 1 rush for 13 yards and a touchdown. Jones has a rush for 4. Vales has 1 reception for 9. Tompkins 1 reception for 3. Waller having another great game. 53, 66, 74 yards on 4 receptions and 2 touchdowns for Braden Waller. And that is the offensive numbers for TCA in the ballgame. For Harding Academy, the player of note is going to be Mr. Jones, number 44, the receiver. 4 receptions and 67 yards. This young man has shown out tonight. Good kid, good size, great vertical leap, and he's got some nice hands because he's caught some passes that were thrown to him under duress. Let's just say, so that he's done a good job in catching the ball. Thank you, young man. And we're at the half. TCA leads by a score of 44-0. It's going to be a running clock, so we're going to get some breaks in. You're watching TCA football, the halftime show, right here on the BallGame Blitz and the TCA Broadcast Network. Back after this.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
She's a beauty, isn't she?
My parents said they would buy me a car for college. This is perfect.
Well, this one isn't for sale, but I can tell you how to win it.
It's time for the 4th annual Lifeline car giveaway.
And Joe Mahan Ford is proud to donate a car again this year.
Get flood with Lifeline between Memorial Day and Labor Day for a chance to win a 2019 Ford EcoSport. Join Lifeline
And Joe Mahan Ford and give blood this summer.
It's easy.
And you could save a life.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all pre-arranged funerals. So you may have pre-arranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state, but we accept all pre-arranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
At Nest Realty Jackson, connections and relationships are at the heart of everything we do. We wake up every day with the goal of helping our agents build trust, relationships, and community. Let's connect.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's Warranty Forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Nissan and Carlock Prestige, the name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Waterwell Solutions offers experienced water well drilling and service throughout the greater West Tennessee area. Whether you need a 4-inch residential well or a 16-inch irrigation or municipal well, they have you covered. Waterwell Solutions has locations in Summerville and Brownsville with a fleet of service trucks and well service technicians that are ready to cover your service needs. If you need residential well service or a new water well, give them a call at 731-779-1275.
Well, we have dipped from the Low 70s to 59 degrees here at halftime. Welcome back, everybody. Beautiful night for football. We've echoed those sentiments several times tonight. And right now it's been beautiful. If you watch this scoreboard for a TCA fan, 44-0 here at the break. Dave McCulley, Stan Gerard, Jay Cashin, Trace Robertson with you tonight. Our team, they've done a great job as always, just like the TCA team tonight. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, editing, or further use of this BallGame Blitz production tonight without the written consent of Worthy Road Studios is strictly prohibited. We failed to mention Paul Schulte, our producer and director, the executive producer and director. He and Jay do a great job with our presentations. We remind you that off next Friday, and then back here 2 weeks from tonight, USJ, the Bruins will come calling. Jackson Christian will be the week after. Then FACS, and right now, if things go the way they should, TCA will move their record in the region to 3-0 and assure themselves of a home game no matter what happens in those other two games with USJ and Jackson Christian. And let's face it, going into those games, TCA would be the underdogs, but the way they're playing tonight, Stan, I think they're sending notice that, hey, you got to come in here and deal with us.
Yep. Here's some other scores on the Thompson-Smith scoreboard. Final. Hey, this is a great ball game. Nashville Christian over Grace Franklin, 13-0. That's a final. Covington leads Dyersburg 34-0. Haywood's moved out to a 34-0 lead over Northside. 45-7 Munford over Brighton. Westview leads Union City 20-14. Camden leads Houston 28-6. Crockett County leads Milan 17-14. South Gibson leads Obion 28-14. Middle Tennessee Christian 15, Kings Academy 6. Chester County leads Southside 31-6. 35-0 Jackson Christian over TRA. Peabody 30, Halls 0, 47-7 USJ at the half. Henry County 14, Springfield 0, and Cleveland 28, Maryville 24. Those are some updated scores on the Thompson-Smith scoreboard since we last gave you some updates about 15 or so minutes ago.
No disrespect to Halls, but Peabody sort of brought them back to reality tonight.
Well, Halls is
had a good year.
Halls is playing them hard. I mean, they're making them earn this game. They're just not laying down for them. It'd be 30-0 at the end of the first quarter. It's 30-0 in the third quarter. So they're making them work for it, and I commend them. And Halls with a great chance to maybe end up. I think they're going to end up the number 3 seed in that region.
Stan, here at halftime, 44-0. If you're Blake Butler, what do you tell your kids at halftime? And then if you're Herbert Kendall, what did you tell your kids? Just keep trying to play hard, right?
Well, Blake's going to tell his kids, do your job. We're going to hand the ball off, and just do not make mistakes. And if you're hiring a academy coach, keep your head up, keep digging. You've dug this whole game. Don't quit now.
The Lions,
this is about all you can do.
Scored early and often in that first quarter, and then 44-0. And I like what Blake did at the end of the half, just taking the knee. They did go for the field goal, and nothing there to try to rub it in.
That was just to try and get a school record in a situation with
that
no
plus
pressure.
The fact you're giving Holsinger another chance. You may need that kind of kick, or run even shorter in the second.
Well, you remember the school record was set kicking towards the south end zone at the end of the first half of the Fayette Academy game a few years ago. It wasn't trying to rub it because we beat him good that night. It was just, hey, he's got a leg. Let's give him coach alerted him that he was going to probably do that if given the opportunity. I'm sure coach gave a Harding Academy an alert that, hey, we're going to kick this. It's not rubbing in, but if we get a chance to maybe give him a shot to state record, we're going to take it.
Yeah, and Noah was watching.
He gave it a ride.
The record holder.
Yeah.
He said, I was nervous.
It was dead straight. I mean, maybe 3 or 4 yards short.
He wanted to hit it. He said ever so close, but I think he wanted him to hit it. He wasn't nervous that he was going to break his record.
Yeah, I mean, literally, he was going to split the uprights across the crossbar, but just a few feet short.
All right, we're getting ready for the second half to begin here, and they're taking a couple of extra minutes to warm up here, but I think they're ready to go, so we'll keep it here. Jay's done a great job as always, and we'll get you ready. Basketball just around the corner. This kind of weather makes you think basketball a little bit, and how about, again, Union University got a good one, didn't they?
Oh, they certainly did. One of those league girls finally going to play some local basketball. Well, Savannah got to play a few games here and there, but it's going to be TCA should get the ball to the second half because Harding deferred. So they kicked.
And TCA.
Okay, that's
the ball.
right.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Never mind.
Holsinger has 3 touchbacks already tonight, which is added to his total. I think he's up to 14 if my math is correct. Stan, a rare Friday night off next week. What are you going to do next Friday night?
I'm going to the festival.
That's right. You're going to
Fall Festival.
You're going to Evansville, aren't you?
I may take in the Evansville Rights, Evansville Boston game from historic Enlow Stadium.
Next Friday night, let's see. I'll probably be watching the Yankees in the playoffs and doing my game notes for the college game.
I'm going to have a Sigma Tau Gamma alumni gathering on Wednesday night.
Well, stay out of trouble while you're up there.
So, this summer's going to be our 50th reunion for the alumni. We could get in a whole lot of trouble.
Well, Holsinger didn't get all of that. It's a short kick and gathered in at about the 25-yard line and up to the 30, running diagonally at that time, up to about the 32. Will be the guy that brought it back. And bringing it back that time on a short kick was Spencer Schulten.
Well, the thing is, Noah's tired. Holsinger's tired.
Yeah. So the ball will be at the 32-yard line, 33-yard lines where they'll set up shop here. Great to have you aboard tonight. Hope that you've enjoyed the telecast, and I know you've enjoyed this TCA lead here, 44-0 at the break. Running clock here in this third stanza. The Lions are going to get some reserves in the game. Owen Atwood's going to come in the game, and coming out will be Paxton Harwell. In the shotgun is Scripps back in there in the quarterback position. He'll drop back, look over the middle, and throw down there. It's going to be picked off. Oh, my goodness. Well, the Lions sort of got crisscrossed. Coming in there that time to try to pick it off was Atwood. And if he doesn't probably deflect it, it's going to be picked off even behind him by Gabe Lee.
Yeah, back there, perfect. Oh, if it wasn't tipped, Gabriel was going to have that.
The General had his beads on it, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Kevin Hansen down there talking to Lakai Tompkins, who we may have seen.
I don't think Lakai's going to play anymore.
I don't think he's going to play much more tonight. Doesn't have the helmet near him. Got his shoulder pads still on.
9 carries, 158 yards.
Scripps, they throw the screen, and the on-rushing folks got to him, but he unloads, and they get 3 or 4 yards on the pass. You'll see it here replayed.
No, I got about 3, maybe 4 off of that play. Yeah. We pressured the quarterback
pretty good. Had some blockers in front of him, but the Lions able to break through that group of blockers.
Yeah, we just closed so quickly on that play. It's just not allowing them any room to breathe.
We approach the 10-minute mark of this third stanza. Big Rick Stevens hustling off the turf there.
This bench is a little hard tonight.
Third down at about 6. Dropping back. Here's the pass downfield, and it's picked off.
That is picked off.
That is picked off down there. And who got that one, Stan?
Going to have to see here.
It's
going
number
to be
20. That's going to be Atwood, who just came in the game. So
well.
He almost had one a moment ago and then picked that one off at about the 40-yard line. And the Lion defense comes up big, and the clock has stopped.
Put me in, Coach. I'm ready to play.
9:52.
That wasn't me talking to Blake, though.
Now they start the clock back.
I did tell Blake I'd be available for weeks 9 and 10, though.
I'm sure he bid on that real quick.
He didn't sign me to a contract.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. He did exactly what I did, ignore you. Coming in the game will be Harrison Vance to lead them out. And
I'll be there for motivational purposes.
I think Noah James is going to be in there. Who's in
Number
there?
12 would be Noah James.
No, that's Cooper Bale still in there. So Cooper will run the shotgun. Triples here to the near side. Bales will hand it off to the running back and to the 40, to the 45, hustling his way.
That looks like the big cheese again, isn't it?
That's going to be Hammer and Hank, wasn't it? Hank Miller carried it.
Yeah, that is Hammer and Hank Miller.
Hammer and Hank took it. Big Sis is watching tonight. I bet up at Tennessee Tech. Hello, kiddo.
I better make an adjustment to my score sheet.
The looks
so he's going to pick up about 6 on that.
The Miller family all came from Mom, no doubt. And, boy, as Bale has hit hard. First time they've got to a quarterback tonight, and he was bombed back there inside the 40. And I think a busted play. Blake, I think they called something, and Cooper didn't run it. I think. He's all over Cooper that time.
Because of the way they have to run practice, sadly, Cooper does not get the reps that he really needs to get exposed to the entire playbook. But
he really shined in moments last year, though, didn't he?
Yeah, well, really especially in that Tipton-Rosemark game. He was the reason we won the game.
Sure was, on the road down there. Hand off this time and running it effectively. 45 midfield for the first down for the Lions inside Harding
And
Academy
look at
territory.
this.
That's Hammer and Hank.
Yeah,
again.
we'll show the replay here. Just a simple little handoff. Straight up the gut. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. And it's hammer time for Hank Miller as he brings the wood and pushes across midfield.
I like Hank did there, too. He didn't try to dart around. He just took it and said, I got
North-south, baby.
Straight line in front of me. I'm taking it.
That's the quickest way to the goal line is run straight.
7:40 left here in this third stanza. Running clock. TCA leads 44-0. They throw it out here in the flat. Caught by Atwood at 45. Gets a nice block. He's inside the 35. He's down to about the 30-yard line. That's a good block that time by Harwell.
Atwood picks up 20 on the play.
Look at Harwell come across there on the screen, and he lowered the wood to a guy, and it's a first down for the Lions. 7:15 clock running. So the ball at the 31-yard line, 1st and 10, now at the Harding Academy 31. What did we put on Tipton Rosemark last week, Stan? How many points did we wind up in?
50-something to
54,
not enough.
Yep. Here's the handoff, and running at this time is Miller again. He's inside the 30.
Pick up of about 3.
Scoots his way down near the 28. They'll knock him down, I think, at about the 29. See where they mark it. Yep, only got about a 2, but that's okay. We'll take that. 2nd and a long 8. And the crowd has sort of settled back with this 44-0 TCA lead. And knowing that the Lions have this one well in hand, they'll move to 3-4, but more importantly, 3-0 in the region.
And that's what's important.
Bale's in that gun with Miller to his left. Gives it to Hank again. He's got some running room.
Looky.
Blocking by that offensive line to the 20. He's
Hank.
down to the 15-yard line. And great blocks that time by the Lions, leading the charge that time. Daniel Cashin was down there. Also,
15 yards to pick up.
Nicholas Riddick trying to work all the guys in there.
24 yards on 3 carries.
Keltner, hands on his hips. So those guys still doing their job. They've done a beautiful job tonight, pass protection and run game. In the slot is Harwell, receivers left and right. Here's the handoff. Is that Miller again? And he scoots his way inside the 10, down near the 7.
Pick
Cameron
up
Hank,
of about 8.
putting some yardage on his shoes, isn't he?
32 yards on 4 carries.
5:35 left here. We mentioned Big Sis. She was the reigning homecoming queen until last week when Cardinville's was named the homecoming queen here last week. Big crowd. It was a gala night, wasn't it, Stan?
It certainly was.
Here's Miller again. Finds a hole, and then they close it real quick.
Yep.
Nice tackle that time. Kevin Chapman came across, put him down.
We're going to remind everybody West Tennessee Sports is going to have basketball this month.
Really?
TCA middle school basketball starts, well, next month. We're close enough to October, so we'll get a couple of games in during the month of October, and then in November, West Tennessee Sports will have exclusive coverage of the middle school
Here's
All-Star
Miller.
game.
Miller's going to dance in. Touchdown.
For Hammer and Hank Miller.
Yeah, for what, Stan? What was that, 7 yards out?
About 7 yards out.
So Hammer and Hank.
Here's the replay. Nothing
440.
fancy, just right up the gut. Sidesteps a couple of defenders. They don't touch him. He goes, "You can't see me." Into the end zone for the score.
50-0 Lions.
And you know what I liked about that? Hank Miller acted like he's been to the end zone before. Just
He
flipped
sure
the
did,
ball
yeah.
back to the referee and says, "Man, it's just my job."
60-yard drive after the interception. Kick up. Mr. Automatic makes it 51-0 with 4:40 left in the third. Back after this on the TCA Football Network.
Looking for a new and exciting career? At Jackson State Community College, we offer nationally recognized, top-rated programs designed to greenlight your career for success. With courses available in the health sciences, nursing, computer technology, and much more, your next step towards a career starts here at Jackson State. Learn how Jackson State Community College can greenlight your future at greenlightyourfuture.com.
Well, 51-0, 4:39 to go in our third quarter play. It'll be a quickly played second half as we're under a running clock situation. Clock only stops during timeouts and in between scores, Dave.
Holster going to kick it away. Lions led the game, just as we said earlier, scored early and often. Here's a kick inside the 5 and bring it out of there. Coming out will be Atkins. He's got some running room. 30, 35, 40,
Look
45,
out.
midfield, 45, and slashes his way to the TCA 40-yard line. A big return. Golly, Stan, that was 60 yards. He got it at about the 5.
Well, let's see if we can get it on the replay here, and we'll go out. Was that the kicker? Was that Holsinger that got him?
I think it was. Atkins brought it all the way back. We're going to say at about the 4. So he brings it back to the 40. So that's 56-yard return.
Looks like USJ's gone final, 54-7.
And it will be Script back there again, back at quarterback. Throws it over the middle. Going to be picked off. Yes. And holding on for the INT. And that's Nick Jones.
Is that his second of the night?
I think it is. Jones brings it down inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 Lions, mark it at the 16. Well, you throw it over the middle, Stan. There's just you better have something on that, and that was just a floater that got away from him a little bit. Lions had more people there defending than they had receiving.
I have that as their 5th turnover of the night. 3 fumbles and a couple of picks. Sounds about right.
Yep. 16-yard line, 1st and 10 there. The Lions will bring them out. And
Iron Man.
It will be Noah James coming in there at quarterback.
A little Black Sabbath.
Noah James, the junior.
Getting his first varsity play.
Hope he does well.
Yep.
He's got Miller to his right. 3 receivers here to the near side. James comes this way, wants to throw it. Now will throw it, and it's caught. And then out of bounds. Pushed out of bounds is Harwell.
Hey, it didn't matter that it didn't go for long distance. He completed his first pass in his first game.
And the crowd, I think that's his family, must be right below us. They loved it. And no gainer, but a completion. That's all right, yeah. Let's give him a half a yard. 2nd and 9 and a half.
I will call it a full yard, Dave.
They did move the chain a little bit, didn't they?
I'm gonna use executive privilege and say that's a full yard.
I will approve that.
Okay.
Not that I can approve or disapprove. But
Can you check with the softball coach?
I will. No. And, boy, is James bomb this time. That's a loose football, and I think Harding Academy has it in the end zone. It is a touchdown for Harding Academy. They hit James and hit him hard, and then coming up with a fumble recovery will be Spencer Schulten. And at the 138 mark of the 3rd, Harding Academy is on the board.
I mean, he just got whammoed.
Yep. With a minute 38, it's 51-6.
Yeah, it's not overheating.
Schulten, excuse me, Scholten, sophomore, came up with that for the touchdown. And they'll attempt the PAT, they being Harding Academy. And the kicker will be, in this case, Juan Diva. We have not seen him since
the opening kickoff.
Yeah. And that PAT is up, and credit him. It's good. 51-7. Let's take a break. We're back right after this. The Lions still in master control here mode. Back after this on the TCA Football Network.
Lifestyle Vision, located at Thompson Farms, offers patient-centered comprehensive eye exams. Select your new look with our latest styles from exclusive brands. Come see us Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or schedule an appointment anytime online. Lifestyle Vision, where compassion meets commitment.
1-7, TCA leads. Harding Academy on the board with a blindside sack of the quarterback. Fumble goes into the end zone. Give them 7.
You're listening on 105.3 tonight on the radio side. We haven't acknowledged those fine folks. Appreciate them joining us and piggybacking off our telecast. So if you're around West Tennessee and you haven't been able to watch, you've been able to maybe listen as well.
A lot of pretty senoritas watch that channel.
And seniors.
Yep.
51-7, a minute 29.
Now the seniors, they're not too pretty, but the senoritas.
You may or may not know they've moved over to a Spanish network and have some local programming. We wish them the best. And Juan Valdiva will kick it away, the lefty. And a short kick, and TCA calls for the fair catch. And Cooper Bale's a caller or Waller. He called for it and said, hey, let me have this thing. That's Delk, Joshua Delk. Excuse me to the Delk family.
Again, those numbers hard to see.
Yeah, they really are. They're tough for us sometimes.
And the thing is, if we didn't have a monitor, they'd be even harder to see.
The double numbers aren't as hard to read as the single numbers.
Correct.
Well, Neil Diamond can read them. 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Reaching out and touching you and touching me, yes.
That's kind of
51-7, 35 seconds left here.
The third quarter.
And Noah James will come back out there. Ethan Kaufman's in that backfield with him. All right, guys, give him some protection here now. Let him do his magic. 19 seconds. Low snap, but Daniel got it back to him. Here's a pass down there. It's picked off. Oh, if he had a little bit more on it, it's going to be Heath Miller picked it off.
44 down here. They make the interception, so he drops in front of the TCA players and does a few push-ups.
Well, that's not nice.
It's 51-7, and your team's not winning.
And that's going to end the third quarter. At the end of 3, it's 51-7 TCA over Harding Academy. Running clock even more so in the fourth quarter. Stay with us. This is TCA football.
27 years ago, a vision became a reality and Snookum Steakhouse officially opened. We cut our steaks in-house and our ribeyes are full of flavor. The steak trimmings are used to make our certified Angus beef steak burgers, so when you order at Snookum's, you are getting high quality. Enjoy our salad bar and many our famous family recipe, the Pink Lush Fruit Salad. Come visit Snookum Steakhouse in Henderson, Tennessee. We are open evenings Tuesday through Saturday but closed Sunday and Monday. Snookum Steakhouse, come taste the difference.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
We're back. Love's back in there at quarterback for Harding Academy. 51-7, we begin this running clock fourth quarter tonight from TCA. Hi, everybody. There's a little pass that's picked off. They tried that pass earlier in the game. It worked, and they just it's like a basketball shot. Threw it over the line of scrimmage, and TCA has come up with that interception.
My, oh, my. Who got that pick?
I'm looking right at him. He's coming right at us. That single number, hard to read. No, it's actually coming off. Was that that's Curtis Ray.
Poor old Curtis Ray.
Curtis just waiting in the wings. Caught that.
You
and the
remember
Lions have it
remember
for
that
35.
song that starts out Poor Old Johnny Ray?
Uh-huh.
Well, this is Poor Old Curtis Ray.
Linebacker right in the middle of the field and picked it off, and he's got it at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
Come On Eileen was the song.
I know we're doing football, but I'm getting a little angry in baseball. Judge has been up 5 times tonight. He's walked 3 of them. They won't pitch to him.
You know, he was a 3-sport athlete in high school.
Yeah.
All-state basketball player.
He had great credentials, and I saw something on social media today where he had great credentials in every sport. Here's Noah James going to run that football. He's at the 35. He's to the 30. The crowd loves it. He's inside the 30. He's down to the 29-yard line. And look at the sideline. They love. And look at Butler and Tompkins. There's chest bumping down there. They love it that James is inside the 30.
7 on that.
Yeah, how about that? Just give him 6 officially.
Oh, 7.
Well, it was at the 35. It was at the 29.
That's 7.
That's 6.
New math. Rounding up.
Yeah.
Because we got elevation on that chest bump, that getting extra yard.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yes, I'll agree with that. James in the gun. Throws a little pass out here. It's caught. It's caught.
Great
from 25
block!
To the 20. Inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. Hustling his way downfield is Jack Durth.
Big Jack.
And Jack's a kid that went out. You know, Stan was hurt early in the year. It's good to see him back out
had
there.
Had the issue.
I'm sure, excuse me, that is Gabe Schilling. I apologize. He's wearing 19 now. Gabe Schilling. My mom bought a car one time from Schilling Motors in Memphis. No longer in business.
Didn't make enough money off of her, did they?
No, they did not. They made enough. Here's the handoff. And running that ball
line block.
Inside the 15, down near the 12. And this second group getting some reps, and they're paying dividends right now.
Hammer and Hank, he just follows his line. Great double team with the right tackle, right guard, open up a hole. Hank just drove through it like a truck.
And Hammer and Hank is met by Nate Pagagua. Lifts him up in the air. Coming in the ballgame, hustling in during the break that time was Karsten Moore, by the way. He's in that backfield with Noah James. 2nd down and 5, and he'll get it, and he'll be hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Nate's about the only one we haven't seen yet.
Yep, you're right. Pagagua. Well, his brother, I say it every time we mention him, he improved in basketball from the time he started to the time he finished as much as any player I've ever seen.
Fine football player as well.
Oh, yeah, he was. Physical player. Well, it's 3rd down and 6 now. That was a loss of a yard, back to about the 13. 3rd down and 6, 51-7. TCA leads the game as we approach the 8-minute mark in a running clock scenario in the second half. A little after 9 o'clock here in West Tennessee. Low snap, but he comes up with it, and here
Blitz there.
Yeah, they blitzed at the right time.
Well,
and
when the quarterback's telling the running back where to go, he's kind of saying go this way. The defense read the play.
Oh, yep.
That's okay.
That sort of tips it off, doesn't it?
It's a pretty good, solid sign.
Yeah. Well, it's 4th and 14, another loss. And Noah will come back there. And I like what Blake's doing. He didn't bring Holsinger out to attempt a field goal.
No, just let the kids
Got
do
his
it.
reserves in there. James has it. James throws it down here on the fly pattern, incomplete.
See, the thing is, this is winning big the right way.
Receiver may have been impeded, but they're not going to call that.
You know what I mean, Dave? This is winning big the right way.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 7:10 clock running as they now.
And look who's in the ball game.
Pagagua?
Big Nate Pagagua.
Yeah, he's in there, yeah. Number
He'll
4.
Take the outside linebacker position on the corner. He's going to come across that line of scrimmage. He's going to reject whatever Harding Academy throws at him.
Yeah, we mentioned his brother. How about his sister, who was a great player here?
Great volleyball. And wasn't she the MVP of the basketball championship game?
She was.
And that's the last time she touched a big orange pumpkin.
51-7. Script back, throws it. Incomplete. Trap.
Almost intercepted.
Nick Jones almost had another one, didn't he?
And I want to point out, Pagagua on that play took the inside charge. Quarterback made a little move. He adjusted his charge to protect and keep him on his inside shoulder. Proper technique by the big man.
Kendall Moore comes in. Kendall, 285. Rook Stevens, 345 comes out. 51-7. We approach the 6-minute mark of the contest. TCA led 51-0. Lions have too many people on the field. Waller has to hustle out of there real quick. And the ball goes through Love's hands. He's going to go back, try to pick it up. Still trying to pick it up. Picks it up. Rips it off the ground. He's back inside the 5.
They're saying ball down at the
About the
4.
Yep.
And the big defensive lineman, they're saying that ball's the ground. That's mine.
Yeah, they're coming at it. Big Boyle was hustling in there. He said, give me a piece of that pie.
And he was going after it like I was going after the piece of pie.
Yeah, 4-yard line.
For those of you who don't know, I kind of like my pie.
No doubt about it. 4-yard line. It's going to be 3rd, and they've got to get to the 29. 3rd and 26.
Country mile.
Long way.
I'd have to take a break.
Yeah, I would too. It'd be like you trying to keep up with the pony that night down at Adamsville. He'd scored, and you were still at midfield.
This is true.
What was that, 99 yards the pony got loose at?
99 yards, state record.
Love, back. Love throws. Incomplete.
Good defense, just knocked the ball down, then helped the man up.
Will Atkins was the intended receiver. And the Lions had 3 people back there. Harwell was back there, and the guy that was the closest to everything was that Kime back there? Yeah, I think it was.
Harding Academy has played the whole night.
Yeah, they have.
They've not laid down.
They've never quit. 4th and 26. And Love's going to punt it out of his own end zone.
This could be an adventure.
Yep. So.
Player late getting one.
Have a kid coming in late.
Yeah, the main protection for the punter.
Yeah, I think might need, and they have to call the timeout. We'll call one with them. 4:14 left here. TCA leads Harding Academy 51-7. 4:14 left of the game. Back after this on the TCA Football Network.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson, or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care, and let your smile say it all.
51-7, and it is one of their coaches on the field to give something to the official. Not sure what that's about. Maybe he gets to be an extra blocker. I'm not sure.
Well, we pray for traveling mercies for our fans and for the Harding Academy fans and their team and staff going
Still
back to
a long
Memphis
trip
tonight.
back.
It is a long trip. We'll make that long trip to FACS last game of the year, of the regular season anyway.
We'll have to walk up a hill at the end of the game.
Here's Love. Love punts it away and coming up with it at about the 33-yard line to the 30.
Look out.
Far side right, trying to get out to the right, and now cuts it back inside. That's going to be returned by Gabe Lee.
The G-man gets a nice little return. Great field position.
Yeah, shows some good nifty footwork there.
With a 350 and counting. Thought he may have had a little wall to the left, but he took it right. He had a little wall to each side of the field, just couldn't get out far enough. Good job, General Lee.
We're getting old, Stan. You know, I remember years ago when not that long ago, but years ago, we'd be up to the basketball arena. He and Sawyer would come in behind us all the time. Remember, they would just
play with those toys.
They were little guys, remember? Where's time gone?
They played with toys in the back. They bring a box of toys.
22-yard line. Then your fan club started coming up there with the
track team.
The track team, yeah. 22-yard line.
Those are your fans.
Well, you were the one signing autographs one night. Noah James in the shotgun. And running the thing down here. And let's see if the Lions can put some more points on the board. Not trying to rub it in, but they hand it off and nowhere to go at the 25-yard line. A loss of a couple of yards. Second down and 12.
I think that's one where you just...
No, they say that fumble.
Well, I didn't see that,
Harding
but that's
Academy,
okay.
I didn't either. Here we go. Harding Academy comes up with it.
Well, they read the play. They knew what was going on. Because we're just running up the middle of each clock. There's no question about it.
Yeah, Blake not trying to rub it in. He's a classy guy. You know, Blake.
Remember when we were up 35-0 on USJ? We could have literally.
That was at halftime.
We could have literally scored 80 in that game.
Yeah, sure could.
Kyle Aiken was a junior that year.
51-7 here. 2:20 in the clock running. Love back there throwing. Love incomplete. And number 7, that's going to be Atkins pleading for a flag. Didn't get it.
You know, I look back at some things. We could have legitimately won state Kyle's junior and senior year. And then with Goldsmith, we could have literally won state 3 out of 4 years in a row if it hadn't been for injuries to the key player on that team.
I had 2 or 3 people during the week tell me they enjoyed the interview with him.
He's a good interview.
Larry Lewis, who was the white hat last week, listened to it while he was playing golf. He watched the replay of it, I should say.
Did he approve?
And he said he really enjoyed the interview with Kyle Aiken. In the shotgun, Love has it back there, sort of a lob of a snap. Now he fakes the pass, going to run 30.
Ooh.
And up near the 35-yard line will move there, and he's going to get the first down, I think. Let's see where they mark it.
No.
34, I think he's about a yard short.
Yeah.
No, they moved the chains. Now let's wait and see. Well, they say he went out of bounds way back at the 30. I thought he got up to about the 35-yard line. He did. He's at the 34. He's at the 34. Yeah, they're having a little problems with him. Second down about a yard. I was right.
Left a little early.
Yep. A minute and change left here. Love throws it over the middle. It's picked off. Yes. 50-yard line. A bobble of a pickup or interception, I should say.
Who got it?
And we'll wait and see.
Oh, the screen just went on me.
Is that Lee that got it?
Well, we'll have to see here again.
I think it's the general.
If that is, that's 2.
Wait and see. He was tackled there very quickly.
Couldn't tell.
Yep. I think it was Lee that got it. Gabe Lee, I believe. Yes. I think that's who got it. So the ball's to 46.
So Grandpa approves.
And with 20 seconds left now, under at 15 now, TCA would just snap it, and it will be over.
You know, Grandpa got to play basketball against Elgin Baylor in college.
He sure did.
One of the legends of the game.
And here's the knee taken by James, and that ends your football game. Your happy score here, 51-7, all TCA in this one. We'll take a break and be back with our post-game scores, analysis, and a preview of games to come up in the next few weeks. This is TCA football, 51-7. TCA beats Harding Academy. Stay with us, everybody.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories, outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
Buying a car is all about you. In person, over the phone, or online, we make it simple and easy. Our place is yours, no matter where you live. LonnieCobbFord.com or Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country.
The name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing Deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop. And get back out there.
TCA Lions, they moved their record to 3-4 overall, and more importantly, 3-0 in the region. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the post-game. Dave McCulley, Stan Gerard, Trace Robertson on the cameras with us tonight, and our great producer and director, great friend Jay Cashin, doing all the other hard work behind us here and around us. And the Lions take care of business tonight. They came in favored, and good ball clubs. They get better each week, and that's what TCA's done, and they moved their record, as we said earlier, to 3-4, and they get on the board very early, and they win it big. 11:53 in the first. After 3 penalties in the series, there was Butler to Waller, a 47-yard touchdown strike, PAT by Hosinger, 7-0. That came after a fumble recovery by Kobe Moore, who had a great game offensively and defensively. 16-yard drive after the Moore fumble, on that next drive, and it was a 30-yard field goal by Hosinger, made it a 10-0 ball game. And then a 1-yard Tompkins run. He had a big 45-plus yard run in that series of plays, then came back and they gave it to him and capped off the big touchdown. And it was 16-0. The PAT was blocked, but the Lions were off and running and roaring, to say the least. 5:29 mark of the first stanza. Vales, a 13-yard touchdown scamper. Holsinger's PAT made it 23-0. Lions weren't through in the first quarter, though. How about a 53-yard drive? Tompkins, 45-yard run. PAT by Hosinger, 30-0 TCA. 7:57 of the second. Moore, the 3-yard run, made it 37-0 after the Hosinger PAT, the 40-yard drive. 13-yard Vales to Waller and made it a 50-yard drive, 44-0 after the Hosinger PAT. And the Lions really pouring it on. How about Hammer and Hank? 60-yard drive, a 7-yard run, 51-0 in the second half. And then it was a fumble recovery by Scholten as James was hit on the blind side, fumbled the ball, scampered into the end zone, or the ball fluttered into the end zone, and Scholten scampered in there and got it 51-7. That's how this game ends. The Lions, as we said, moved to 3-4 and 3-0 in the region. Justin Miller, good to see you, buddy, one of our great sponsors and the father of Hammer and Hank. The Lions win it 51-7. Off next week. The off week. And I think school is out. The fall break, Jay told me.
Last 3 days, I believe.
I know the kids will love that. Not sure the parents love that, but the kids love it. But it was next week, off then USJ on the 14th of October, 21st of October, Jackson Christian, and then rounding out the regular season, closing it out on the road at FACS. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back, and Stan will have the Thompson and Smith Insurance scoreboard, and he'll have some quick thoughts, and we'll have Blake up to talk to him in a minute, too. This is TCA Football.
Hello, I'm Chad P. Wilson with Foundation Bank, family-owned community bank here in West Tennessee. Your checking account should offer more than a place to just store your money. Our foundation benefits with high-interest accounts include the flexibility of a checking account with tiered interest rates, identity theft protection, cell phone protection, and more. So start a financial conversation with us today by visiting foundationbank.org or calling us on the number at the screen. In the meantime, go Lions! McKinsey Banking Company is an equal housing lender, member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
At McCoy's Heating & Air, we realize there are more than enough things to worry about on a day-to-day basis. With our new 10-year all-inclusive package, your home comfort doesn't have to be one of them. For one low monthly payment, you can purchase a brand new York unit with full maintenance and repair coverage for 10 years with approved credit. No hassle, no stress, just complete coverage for your comfort and convenience. Contact McCoy's Heating & Air at 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com to schedule your free new AC estimate today.
We'll have some scores here in a moment for you. Blake Butler's going to join us momentarily and talk about this impressive.
Go ahead and talk with Blake, and then we'll give the scoreboard
we will
and wrap
do
it
that.
up.
51-7, the Lions win it, and they run out of the gate very quickly. As we said several times, they scored early, and they scored often. And joining us is Blake Butler. Blake, I enjoyed the pregame interview you did with Stan. You guys have done a great job with that this year. And you came in here to favor tonight, and you took care of business early. I know you're happy about that.
Yeah, we just challenge our kids that, we want to be better and better each rep and each week. And, they did a lot of good things tonight, got to play a lot of kids, and just overall proud of a lot of effort.
Your son, Cade, and Mr. Waller, they've got something going on. These guys really know each other well, and they just keep playing well.
Yeah, that's something we want to keep the connection. And, with a lot of those kids anytime you get a chance to get Friday night reps and just see, I told our kids, especially at halftime, I was like, if you step on the field, go compete. I said, you may show us something that shows you can help us in these last 3 games of the regular season. And, we need all the depth we can get. And like I said, sometimes young guys will flash and show they're capable of handling a little bit more.
Lakai not only showed his speed, but showed his power tonight. Boy, he has some impressive runs for you.
He is. And like I said, he's still, a freshman, kind of getting his feet underneath him. One of the things I think we're really going to see a jump in him as he moves forward is his vision. Just getting used to those cutback lanes and hitting stuff downhill. And, he's got a lot of physical tools, but I think each week he's going to start getting better and better vision of where the cutbacks are and things like that. And I think that's something that's really going to help him take off.
Coach Butler, you see now how important Daniel Cashin and Kobe Moore have been for you. These guys back last week and again this week. Kobe's been back a couple of weeks, but they both played well. Kobe had a very impressive game, I thought, both defensively and offensively for you tonight. Yeah,
Kobe's a kid, tough kid, plays with all-out effort. He's one of our more physical players and, just loves getting after it. And having him back is a huge help. Same thing with Dan. He came on and started a few games for us last year at center as a sophomore. And, going into this year, that's where he was slated and, just had battle an injury. And, it's good to have him back and get him back in the swing of things these last couple of weeks. And, looking to make that strong push because it allows us to do a few more things. Sure. When you talk about depth, we got some depth on the offensive line now. Some guys have gotten some experience, but also it gives us some more depth on defense. With Halen, we haven't been able to play him on defense a whole lot because we just, he had to play center and we couldn't lose another center. And sure. So, things like that, when you get kids back, it allows you to move some more moving pieces, a little bit of depth, get guys in the rotation. And, just helps you, overall as a ball club.
A couple of new faces out there playing different positions defensively, but I like the wrinkles on offense. I thought Michael really called a great first half for you.
Yeah, it seemed like we were clicking. I said not everything's perfect. There's always things to correct. Tried a couple different things here just to get a look at it, but there's still a lot of things. Like I said, we challenge each week. It's never as good as it seems or bad as it seems, and this week's no different. There'll be things to correct and improve on, and I expect our kids to challenge themselves individually, but also as a team collectively, and look at this film and be proud of getting the win, but realize there's things we can still do better, and we're going to have to do better going forward to really go compete for our region.
Yeah, the competition gets pretty tough after next week's off week, but then USJ and Jackson Christian come calling, then a road game at FACS to close it out. Holsinger, you go for the long field goal. You weren't trying to rub it in, but certainly a chance to get him out there and maybe go for a record.
Yeah, it's I've been talking with Pierce, and the record is 54 yards held by Noah Holsinger.
Yeah, he sent us a message. Noah said I got a little nervous. He said I don't think he was nervous that he was going to break it. I think he wanted his brother to break it.
Well, I think it's he's rooting. He wants to see Pierce be successful. Sure. But actually, I saw Bubba, their dad, and I said, the difference is, Noah spent a little more time in the weight room than Pierce, so Noah had a little bit more on his kick, but sure. Pierce came close. He gave it a good run, and I told him, when you look at things, I said if we get an opportunity and we've got a game in hand, I'll give you a shot to break your brother's record. Yeah, so you better make the most of it.
That's pretty neat. He didn't have as many touches. I have him unofficially with 13 or 14 touchbacks on the year. He didn't get many in the second half. I think his leg just got tired.
There's that, and you miss hit a couple, and but it's good, obviously, to get the coverage team a little work. Sure. and things like that. Live reps are invaluable, and you get to see who can make a tackle, and you get some teach tape to correct off of lanes because as the temperatures cool down, the ball doesn't quite fly as far as it normally does, and so we've got to be sure on our coverage.
I thought the hitting tonight, last question, the last comment, I thought the hitting tonight in the first half was as hard as we've hit all year.
Yeah, when you look at even some of our young guys, I think Hank Miller had a couple good tackles downhill. Will Keltner obviously only played a little bit on defense in the first half, had a couple, and we talk about Kai running the ball, but blocking on the perimeter.
Yeah, sure.
I know he got flagged, but he was blocking in front of the ball and hit a kid straight up. But
we thought the same thing up here.
And he was, like I said, those are, him and Hank are two freshmen that don't mind a little physical play, and so. Anytime you can be a physical team, that's a good thing, and especially when you're getting it from young guys, that's always a bonus.
Yeah, I thought all in all the officials did a good job tonight. Great job of the Lions, and a week off now, then you get ready for two big ones coming back to back.
Yeah, obviously, scheduling USJ and JCS back to back, that was kind of luck of the draw in region. That wasn't by design necessarily, but. Again, you get keyed up here for these weeks, and two good ball clubs, and the way it sits right now is USJ and us, we're the ones without losses in the region. JCS's only loss is to USJ, and so these next couple of weeks are going to determine a lot about our region, and we've got 2 weeks to get ready and go play a tough ball club, and USJ definitely shown that they're a contender, and again, we've got to be able to have a good 2 weeks of practice to have a chance to go knock them off.
Blake, enjoy this win.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate y'all.
Blake, but who do your Tigers have tomorrow, by the way?
Tigers have Temple, 11 o'clock kickoff.
All right. Okay, all right. I'll watch a little bit of that, but I'll be watching that Ole Miss-Kentucky game. Do in Oxford. Who are you pulling for in that one?
It's tough to pull for the Rebels being a Memphis guy.
I knew that. That was a loaded question.
And it's not basketball, so I don't have to worry about Calipari. So I guess I can root for Kentucky.
Oh, you Memphis fans need to get over Cal now.
Yeah, you and Coach Williams in here. Y'all the Kentucky guys.
Yeah, Dexter's my man. Blake, enjoy the win. All right, congratulations, Blake Butler. Let's take a quick break, our final break of the night. When we come back, Stan will have some scores, and then we'll have a closing statement or two. Back after this. Stay with us, everybody.
For anyone contemplating pre-planning, we can tell you from our experience, it's much easier to make funeral plans and record them now than wait until emotions are running at their highest.
With pre-planning, you can free your mind and heart from having to make big decisions during a time of grief and instead enjoy the freedom to focus on the memories of a life well lived.
If you work outside or in a facility with no AC, or you're just struggling with this year's heat wave, it can really take a toll on your body and health. At Live Hydration Drip Spa, we can help you recover with our Beat the Heat special for only $59. Call or visit us online today to set your appointment.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The happy final, TCA wins 51-19. Here's a final look at the Thompson-Smith Insurance scoreboard. DCA defeats Clarksville Academy 35-6. McEwen over Perry County 46-7. Nashville Christian over Grace Franklin 36-0. Bolton was leading Bolivar 21-8 in the third. Covington destroys Dyersburg 34-0. Haywood 47, Northside 0. Lexington was leading Hardin County in the fourth 21-14. Munford over Brighton 60-7 at the half. Scottsville led Hickman 21-7. With 11:30 to go in the fourth quarter, it is Union City 20 and Westview 34. That's a 2-touchdown lead against two teams that like to grind it out. Go Westview. FCS knocked off Webb 49-7. Camden 78, Houston County 6. With about a minute to go in the ball game, Crockett County was leading Milan 14-7. No score on Liberty McNary. Southside wins 42-21 over Obion. Henry County was leading Springfield 21-13. Huntington over Gibson County 50-6. Cleveland 28, Maryville 24 in an upset. It was Riverside knocking off East Hickman 49-13. In a tough ball game, Middle Tennessee Christian knocked off Kings Academy 15-12. Chester County was leading Southside 45-13. That's final. At the half, McKenzie was leading Dresden 23-7. Jackson Christian defeated TRA 56-7. Dyer County and Overton were tied at 29 at the end of 3. Halls gave it their best shot, but they fall to Peabody 43-0. And USJ knocked off Fayette Academy 54-7. That's a look at your Thompson and Smith Insurance scoreboard. And Diamond, I'm not going to see you for a week, dude.
Yeah, we'll be off next week.
We're going to see each other for 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks from tonight. We'll be back here with 6:30 airtime, 7 o'clock USJ, followed by Jackson Christian at FACS. Well, folks, we'll remind you one thing tonight before we leave. I feel compelled to say this. This was just a game. As important as it is to us, this was just a game. The folks in Florida are in the games of their life. Pray for them tonight. Pray for shelter. Pray for mercy. And pray that God will wrap his loving arms around all of them tonight. No matter what their race may be, no matter what their creed may be, male, female, young, and old, pray for Florida tonight would be our last sentiments of this evening. For Jay Cashin, for Trace Robertson, for Stan Gerard, I'm Diamond Dave McCulley. The happy final here tonight, 51-7. Go Lions. Good night, everybody.